When I listen to Audible, I'm not cooking dinner for one. I'm on horseback, galloping across the Scottish moors towards my one true love. There, through the mist, I see my beloved, kilt flapping in the breeze. The fibers of his shirt struggle against his bulging muscles as he takes me from my horse and... my frittata!
Go to audible.com/start trial and your first download is free. Audible. Stories that surround you.
Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist.
What is this, like a shitty radio show?
Yeah, we're going to talk in really soft voices.
I feel like we should have been sitting on opposite sides.
Yeah, that probably would make more sense. Do you want to move your chair? Do you want me to move my chair? I don't think I can fit on that side.
Maybe later.
Okay, between segments. Hey, everyone.
You guys, I feel brain dead.
Yeah, I had a really bad day too.
Well, it's not about that. It's about... I've honestly watched so much wrestling in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't watch most things. I didn't watch anything on Saturday. So between Sunday and Monday and then today, I crammed in Takeover. No, I crammed in NXT from this week, then Takeover, then SummerSlam, then Raw.
Did you watch the kickoff show too?
No. Okay. TNA, parts of the CWC, and parts of Death Before Dishonor. That's in like 48 hours.
That's too much. That's so much wrestling.
And I watched 24 Women's Evolution.
Oh, how was that?
Really good. I mean, it's pretty like it is and it isn't revisionist history because they are true about. They do get into how like there were pillow fights and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it has a little bit of that element into it. But it was good. It was really good. I didn't fully cry, but I was like I was welled up for like an hour. Mm-hmm. Just like about to cry. Oh my God,
you watched all of this in 48 hours? How much have you cried in the last 48 hours? Maybe that's why you're exhausted.
Cried. I was welled up during the women's 24 Evolution or whatever. Mm-hmm. I teared up during the 6-woman tag.
I did too. When Nikki came back, I definitely started to cry.
And also, like, Naomi looked good. That was my favorite match of SummerSlam. I thought everyone looked fucking dope. I almost cried when Sasha dropped the belt.
I was pissed.
I was pretty mad. And I also was slightly worried for her.
Yeah.
I welled up during... Nope, I cried at the end of Bayley's match because it seemed like it was the end of her last match, which it was.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I cried at the end of Bayley's match. And I teared up during her Raw debut. So that's like 5 times of crying or almost crying.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. So I kind of don't even know where to begin. How are you? I think that's how we start this.
Yeah. I don't know. I had a terrible day. We talked about this before we went on air, but I was trying to transfer a class in, and it got denied today. It's a creative process competency that I need to fulfill. And I was a fucking theater major, and none of my classes transferring.
And you took the class you tried to submit is one that I also took. And it was a Shakespeare theater class that was taught by a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
So it was like the most in-depth competency, like...
Absolutely.
And it had... I mean, I can't believe that. I mean, I guess they just don't know Mary, so, like, you can't describe, like...
I know.
This was a class taught by a fucking lawyer the way that a lawyer teaches.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a performance art class, but oh my God, you have no idea how intense this class was.
Yeah, seriously. I was really upset about it. So I sent a really angry email to my advisor, ripping him a new one, and that felt very satisfying. And I was like, I'm gonna have to rewrite this transfer. That's fine. But because of the hassle of all this, I decided not to try and comp 3 of my classes because it costs $500 each to try to do that.
That's too much money.
Yeah, and like I was told that the process was more difficult than trying to transfer in a class, and I was like, not willing to take a $1,500 gamble that DePaul might fuck me on this. DePaul's fucked me on a lot of stuff, so I'm hesitating on getting fucked by them again. So I had a very frustrating day in that regard. I also like got into an email argument with my boss today. There's this I can't even explain it. You know those kind of things where you work a job and there's these really specific complaints you have, but you're like, no one else who doesn't work this job will understand any of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm feeling right now. I have a very specific complaint about our, feedback process for our offshore vendors, and I have been complaining about it for, literally 3.5 years. And finally today, my boss was like, I don't understand why you've started to do this thing. And I was like, I haven't started to do this. I've submitted several requests about this. And we just went back and forth. And I was like, okay, fine. I will do this thing that you're asking, but I need you to know that this needs to be solved. And she was like, all right, next time send this email to me directly. And I was like, great, awesome. I'm glad this took 3.5 years to get accomplished.
That's okay. One of my bosses basically told me today that I wasn't doing my job. And then when I told him I was doing my job, he sounded shocked because I was like, hey, this is how many events I have and this is what I'm working on and this is how I'm accomplishing it. And he goes, oh, I didn't know that. And then he said to me, I really hope this works out. And I was like, just fire me and give me severance, please. It would make my mental health a lot better if you just fired me.
Man. I feel that way too. I'm like,
and then my other boss was like, you just have to let it go. And I was like, I don't.
Can I? Do I have to?
Do I have to? And also, no.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm at that point where I'm just willing to be aggressive at my job now because I've been there so long and I've worked full-time, basically full-time, even though I don't technically work full-time because of my break hour, which is straight up nonsense, but whatever. Anyway, if they fired me, there's no way I'm not eligible for unemployment. I'm not going to get fired because I lit a bathroom on fire or some shit. It's going to be our company is finally downsizing and can no longer use you. So I'm kind of I really hope this company falls apart. I would make more on unemployment than I do right now. Straight up.
Erin.
I know, it's fucking bullshit. It's because unemployment is set up for people who make $50,000 a year and lose their job. Right. Not for people like me who make less than $20,000 a year. And so I
literally don't know how you exist.
It's very difficult. I'm very poor. I don't have a lot of money for stuff. I make stuff work, and I'm pretty thrifty, and
you're thrifty as fuck.
I am thrifty as fuck, and I buy a lot of wrestling merch, and that's pretty much the only thing that I really spend. And weed, but that's different. That I have a budget.
That's medical.
I have a budget for that that I don't go over. Very careful about it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's hard to be poor. It's expensive to be poor.
It's expensive
too.
as fuck to be poor. You miss a payment, and then they're like, well, your bill that you can't afford is double now.
Yep.
Oh, and you can't make tiny payments on it. You need to pay it all.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's bullshit. One nice thing about having a partner, most of the bills are in his name. Super nice.
Yeah. So that's
Stella
and Erin's therapy hour. Thanks for tuning in. What wrestling shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Shinsuke Nakamura vintage design. I really like this one a lot.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah, it's big
his
on
weird
me.
hands.
Yeah, his weird hands. And
can't even do it.
I know.
Wait, like this? Yeah.
Like that.
I'm doing it. Right? Woo.
I can't. My hands don't come like
painful.
That. It doesn't work for me. I wish that I could because I love Nakamura, but I can't. Yeah, this shirt is...
What is the meaning of his weird hands?
I have no idea, actually.
He's just a weirdo?
He always kind of reminded me of Spider-Man a little bit.
No, that's not how Spider-Man...
I know, it comes out of his wrist.
No, I'm just saying, that's not his hand motion?
Yeah, I know.
Even remotely.
No, I know. It reminds me of Spider-Man because of the awkward angle of the fingers and the wrist.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm not saying it looks like Spider-Man. It just reminds me of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's an I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, without the thumb.
Yeah, I know. I know that.
I don't know, Erin.
I'm gonna
Do you
punch
know
in
that?
your throat.
I'm wearing my Asuka Empress of Tomorrow shirt.
Yes!
So we're just representing
NXT.
Yeah. So we are doing our part. You guys, I don't think I can do this.
We gotta...
There's a cat tearing shit up.
All right, we can do this. All right. Let's do some news. Let's just at least get that out of the way.
Woo! To my mommy. You're a cute baby.
No. He's not a baby.
You're a cute
He's
baby.
not even remotely a baby.
Yeah, he's starting to get that old cat smell. I love it. Old cats smell like warm. They smell like...
I wish you guys could see the face that I just made.
No, anybody who loves cats knows what I'm talking about. Old cat smell is the best smell. It is. It's not a weird thing to say.
I've never heard anyone say that before.
They smell like warm and like not like a campfire, but just like, I don't know. They smell great. Old cats smell fucking good.
I haven't had an old cat since I was a young child, so maybe I just don't.
Puck
I can't
is
appreciate it.
8, so he's getting there.
Yeah, it's not terribly old.
No, but he's starting to get old cat smell.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm into it.
It's not something you just like develop last second.
No.
You have to age into old cat smell.
So that's the news. Old cats smell good.
All right.
Everyone's injured.
Everyone's injured. Back to our favorite segment, injury update. So here are all of the people who were injured this weekend. Finn dislocated his shoulder.
And like a boss pulled it back in to finish that match.
Disgusting. Nope. I saw that clip before I watched the match. I did not watch all of SummerSlam live because
you drugged all your friends.
Because I drugged all my friends. So when I went back and watched it the next day, I knew that happened, so I watched that, and then I didn't realize that happened so early too. It's fucking early as shit in the match, and then to watch him do the whole thing, I was like really impressed.
I watched the match obviously before I knew that he had really hurt himself, and I remember seeing that spot and seeing his face and him pulling his arm, and I guess I didn't realize I felt like, because the way it looked like his wrist got smashed.
Yeah.
So I thought his wrist really hurt, and then when they slow-mo'd it and showed it with him like popping it back in.
I love too that when they pan over to Seth Rollins, he's making, in character, the most horrified face. Like, oh my god. Because he clearly saw him pop his shoulder back in. He's right there. And it was also interesting too to watch that match after that, to watch him like clearly protecting Finn's shoulder, which was really weird. But so Finn is out for at least 6 months. So get real sad about that. I think he probably comes back in the Royal Rumble. Wins it,
that makes sense.
And then goes on to win at WrestleMania. That's the perfect way to like jumpstart the giant push that he just had.
Yeah.
So it could wind up being like the best thing that ever happened to him, honestly. But we'll see. Sasha is out with an undisclosed injury for 33 days after SummerSlam. So
it's not that much, thankfully.
Yeah.
And I read a report that they thought she might need surgery and she doesn't.
Yes, exactly.
So that, like, best case of the worst case.
Right, exactly. She's probably taking 30 days to relax and to do, like, physical therapy like Nikki did before they realized that she needed surgery.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know what it was. I know that there are rumors that she's had knee problems. I know that there are some rumors that it was a back injury. Like,
she falls on her neck a lot.
Yeah, and like, I hope it wasn't a back injury. Otherwise, why would they take that fucking chance on that spot? Like, that kind of blows my mind. So I feel like it must have been something else. Although, I don't know, fucking Charlotte. We'll talk about it later. Joe had his jaw dislocated by Nakamura.
Yeah, you saw him and he was like, fuck, I gotta take another Kinshasa.
Yeah.
He was like, God damn it, let's do it.
Yep. They threw up the X at the very end of the match.
I know, I saw that. And then they panned away from it. Yeah. I saw the ref throw up the X, and then immediately the camera just whipped away.
Yeah, that's bad. That's real bad. I'm glad Nakamura was supposed to win.
Yeah.
That would have been awful if Joe was like, "Oh, gotta drop this title. Sorry."
I dislocated my jaw.
At least he didn't break it.
Yeah.
Like, even if you break your jaw, that's only like 2 months that you're out. So that wouldn't be a huge injury. And the way that NXT taping schedules work, like, you can fudge that and you can make that work. Like, he doesn't have to wrestle. He can just do backstage stuff.
Yeah.
Or just not be around for a couple weeks. Like, that's pretty normal. Austin Aries had his fucking eardrum ruptured by Hideo Itami doing that GTS. Watching it, I freaked out. I was super excited that they finally let him do the GTS. Thank fucking God. And also, there was like this really awkward moment, and I was like, Austin Aries took that kind of weird. And now I realize it's because his fucking eardrum ruptured.
Yeah.
And he was probably like, holy shit, my eardrum's ruptured.
Ugh.
So that happened, and...
He sent out a funny tweet about it.
Really?
Yeah, it was just like trolling Hideo.
Sorry, I took a drink. I'm really excited for that fight, that feud. I think it'll be really good.
Too.
So good.
You know, I thought No Way Jose was going to win because I know we're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because...
That's kind of what has been happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Austin Aries has been winning a decent amount now, but I thought like it was like going to be a push to put No Way Jose over.
Right.
But like,
that's what I meant. He's pushing people
I'm
over.
glad that they let Austin Aries win because obviously I love Austin Aries, but I also like it's a win to set up a feud, which is smart.
Yeah, I agree.
And like in my head, I was like, oh, it's weird that Hideo came back and that he has nothing to do at Takeover.
That's literally what I thought too.
And then I was like, oh, there he is. You guys, I'm feeling my legs. I have really hairy, soft legs right now. You want to feel it?
Yeah. This is not very hairy. This is not...
Hairy for a burlesque dancer.
You're hairier than me for like once ever. I just shaved.
I'm gonna shave tonight. Not that you have to. Whatever.
I shave
live your
like
lives.
once every 6 weeks.
I shave whenever I have to strip. But then me and Nick are going on a mini like vacation tomorrow, and I want to be all
that's right.
sexy.
Where are you guys going?
We're going to Madison. We're just getting a hotel for 3 days and going to Madison and going hiking and getting a couples massage. I wanted to do a singles massage because I think couples massages sound creepy, but Nick insisted. And we're going to House on the Rock, which I'm very excited about because I've never been to House on the Rock, and it's like in my favorite book, and I'm just very excited about it.
That's super
Or one of my
exciting.
favorite books. Which is getting turned into a TV show on Showtime, and Showtime crushes it. I don't know why people don't talk about Showtime more. You watch Shameless? That show is fucking good.
I've heard very good things about it. Showtime has put good stuff out for years, too.
I actually
It's just
didn't
that-
watch most of Raw last night because me and Nick just decided to watch Shameless.
That's legit. That's fine.
It's a really good show.
That's
Probably,
fine.
it's so good. I don't know.
Well, that's good.
What were we talking about?
American Gods, right? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was HBO that was doing that. I'm glad that it's Showtime.
I could be wrong. There's like a possibility that I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Showtime. But the cast is sick, and Ian McShane is Wednesday, and oh my god, I want to pull my eyelashes out because that's such good casting.
Yeah, it is. Yes. Yes, it is. Do you have any other news?
Adam Page is injured.
Oh, that's right. Adam Page is injured.
He like popped
Injury
his
report.
his little leg bone out. Yeah, and it was a move that he was doing. So it was gonna look like Jay Briscoe was gonna do the Briscoe driver, I think that's what he calls her, on a table, off the ring onto a table. Then Adam Page reversed it and did like I think it was a pile driver, but he had his knees went through the table, and it like something like popped out of his leg. And then he kept wrestling, and then his final move was he did it in the ring, so he landed on his leg again. I was like, you know what? Adam Page is not one of my favorite wrestlers, but fucking mad-ass respect.
Dude, that's bananas.
Mad respect.
Yeah, fucking respect, dude.
Apparently there's some more Alberto Del Rio and Page drama, but I couldn't get any like specifics.
Well, I know that his
Specifics?
wife, he's getting divorced, and his wife filed papers saying that he committed adultery, so she's due to more of his money. And I wonder if that is part of that.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but I did read that she filed for
I just
an
want
adultery
Paige
clause.
to come back and be a good wrestler, and I don't want to know about all of her whiny bitch stuff backstage because I love her as a wrestler.
I know.
Wow. Since we are pretty much just going to focus on WWE, unlike normal, in this segment, do we just want to like kind of touch on some other stuff that we watched?
I watched the CWC. You did not.
I
Really
only watched the
watch
first match. The first match was so good, though. Takazawa and Gallagher.
Was that the first match? I thought that was the
his
second
name,
match.
Is his name Gallagher? Jack Gallagher?
Gallagher.
Gallagher. Been watching Shameless. All my Shameless people know why I said Gallagher.
I keep calling him Gallagher too. It's because there's a G in his name.
You didn't think it was a good match?
I thought that was the second match. I thought
It wasn't.
Oh.
I just watched it. It wasn't.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I didn't like that episode of CWC, because the other two matches were not very good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
was
liked the first one
bored.
because there was a lot of comedy in it, and
Yeah.
their clash
Yeah,
of styles
they were great.
was really good.
Yeah, that was the only match on the whole show that I liked. Don't watch the rest of it.
I'm going to. I got a lot of cleaning to do tomorrow before I leave, so I'll just put it on in the background.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I really, really liked the match. I just
Yeah,
thought
it
their
was really
clash
good.
of styles was so cool, and like when Gallagher rolled him up
when he
into like a
rolled him
little
up in that
ball.
ball. Yeah, that was really
That
funny.
was funny, and
I really enjoyed
there was
that.
like a good mix of comedy, and Takazawa was playing along, and then there was some like awesome like reversals, which we all know that I love reversals. It was so fun. I like.
And I like too that like we got this match where
the audience kept saying Jackie boy.
yeah, I like that Jack like chased him around the ring and like had the upper hand, and like they did the British figure four where he put him in the figure four,
And then he like scooted around.
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, buddy! Oh no, you can't do that."
Yeah.
I like that it like brought out his personality. It's like we were talking about before too, where with the vaudevillains it's like a gimmick and a posture and a thing. But with him, it's just his personality, and
Yeah.
it seems so natural. And like this match, you really got to see that too, which I really enjoyed. And I like that he like ran around the ring with Tozawa and tied him up in the ball.
Wait, is
and
it Tozawa or Takazawa?
I thought it was Tozawa.
I don't know.
It's Tozawa.
I just said a vaguely Japanese sounding name.
It's Tozawa.
I guess that's kind of racist.
I paused it so I could spell it from his trunk. So.
Tozawa.
But I like that they did that, and you think that he's gonna sort of like with the Gargano and the Ciampa match, where you think this whole time that one of them is gonna win, and then it like they switch it up on you, and I like that, and I think that it works to build the drama of this tournament. And like while I personally would have wanted Jack to go further, I think it makes more sense with the story that they're building within this tournament for Tozawa to move on.
I agree.
So, and Jack's not signing a contract with them, so like why would they put him all the way to the finals?
Right.
Like that it makes sense that they did it that way. So that match was very good. I like that. I don't care for Ho Ho Lun, turns out.
Me neither. I didn't like him the first round.
I thought he was okay the first round, but then seeing him with way more talented people, like I just am not into it. I don't know. He lost, so it doesn't really matter.
Spoiler, rude, you know I haven't watched it. I
Do you know who he faces?
Noam Dar.
Did you really think Ho Ho Lun was gonna beat Noam Dar?
Really, really sexy Noam Dar.
Yeah. He's coming to Raw. Yeah.
He's hot.
Yeah, he is hot. Isn't he like 19?
Who cares? He's an Israeli-born Scottish wrestler. You fucking kidding me?
I mean, he is very attractive.
That's
he's
insane.
He's just very young. That's all.
It's okay. I'm not like old. Also, like
I mean, I'm 28. So that's
27. I can
Yeah, you can hang with that. It's like weird older sister with me.
1 year.
Yeah.
Is it because you have a sibling
because
that's like 19?
I have one who's 18.
I'm an only child. That means I can fuck whoever I want.
That's true.
I don't think that's how that works.
I mean,
And then Brian Kedrick won, right?
yeah, against Tony.
I only
Nese.
know that because he was in the audience for
Yeah.
Takeover or Raw or something. I don't know. He was in the audience with other people,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, you won.
Yeah. I don't really care for Brian Kendrick either, so I think that maybe that's why I did not really enjoy
Do you
this.
blame him for Eva Marie?
I mean, I will always blame him for Ava Marie, but that wasn't particularly why I disliked him this time. I don't know. There's just something. I think that he reminds me of somebody.
Ah, yes. I wish they would go back to calling him Spanky.
I don't.
That's funny. So I watched most of Death Before Dishonor. I didn't get through all of it because time, people, time. Where does the time go? And I work weekends. It's tricky. Also, like I've been like binge watching Shameless with Nick. I watched 2/3 of it. I mean, what is there to say? Ring of Honor like puts on. Almost called it ROH.
ROH.
I almost did.
ROH.
ROH. Ring of Honor puts on good fucking shows. Like the matches I watched, the opening was Leo Rush and Donovan Dijak.
Leo Rush.
And two people whose name I don't know. But
I like Donovan Dijak too.
He's really, I've really come around to him. I didn't like him in the House of Truth, but like him on his own with Prince Nana, I really like.
Yeah, he's good.
But him and Leo Rush, they're such different sizes, and watching them work together and work so well, it's like insane. Leo Rush is just like the dopest. I love him so much. He's so good. Donovan Dijak won, I think.
We're the worst.
What? I watch this stuff on the train. How am I supposed to watch on my phone and take notes in my like lap?
I know.
Leave me alone.
I know.
This is my podcast. I do what I want. Erin.
Listen.
And then there was a match between Silas Young and Shibata. I've never seen Shibata before.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with him. I'm not like...
It was mostly just like, I'm more manly, headbutt, I'm more manly.
No.
So I don't think you would have liked it because you know, like them headbutts.
I hate the headbutts.
And there was Dalton Castle versus Okada.
I watched Dalton Castle eat Okada's money, and I was
so
like,
funny.
This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he did a backstage promo where the boys were like playing with their Okada money, and Dalton was like, boys, what is this? And they were like, he did it. And he was like, it's okay, I get it. In other circumstances, I too am obsessed with Okada, but not today. And then he just like ate a bunch of his money. It's super fucking weird. That match was good. I thought that Okada, it's hard to tell sometimes. I don't watch tons of New Japan. Honestly, most of what I see is when they come to ROH.
Right, yeah.
But I thought that Okada, it's hard to tell because he has that character, that lackadaisical character.
Yeah. Cooler than you.
Right.
Yeah.
But it kind of seemed like he was like a little off his game. And Nigel McGuinness mentioned on the commentary that he like fought a bunch in the G1 climax, and then maybe he's just like fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
Which like it kind of like felt like that, but it was still a good match because they were like good wrestlers. I didn't totally watch the end because I was sitting at a bus stop and this like really nice old lady wanted to talk to me, and like it's clear she just wanted somebody to talk to, so I was just talking to her. So I kind of don't remember how the match ended because I was learning about this woman's family and her life.
Now I don't know, so when I watch it, I can be surprised.
And this woman was really nice, so I was just learning about her life and her brother and her daughter who's a nurse, and she showed me pictures of her grandkids. And
how long were you waiting for the bus?
Like 15 minutes.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, she was chatty. But sometimes people just want to talk, and like it doesn't cost any money, and it doesn't hurt me to talk to people. And if they're not crazy, and if they're not like being aggressive to me, and they just want to talk, like I'm gonna. Right. That's like such an easy human kindness thing to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jay Briscoe and Adam Page was fucking brutal. Like, I mean, from the injuries at the end, not only was Adam Page's leg all fucked up, and you could see like a little piece of his bone or his like muscle or something. Jay Briscoe's back was all bloody. They like
gross.
The match ended by Adam Page basically choking out Jay Briscoe with the hangman noose, to the point where Jay Briscoe's face, like he had his fingers in it obviously, but his face was fucking
dude, that doesn't
purple.
matter. Dude, that shit doesn't matter. Like you
and
can
Adam
put
Page
your fingers in there and it's
like for real.
Okay, like Michael does jujitsu, and so we'll like wrestle around and do jujitsu holds and shit, and like some
sex choke.
I mean, outside of this context, maybe occasionally, but like when we're wrestling in this context, no. But he'll put me in a chokehold sometimes, and like I can get my fingers in there, and sometimes that makes it worse because you're like pressing into your trachea.
He turned fucking Sasha Banks' hair purple.
Yeah, he probably could not breathe.
And then so he like passes out, but then Adam Page does his like pile driving finisher to him.
That's so bad.
It was nuts. There was a moment where Jay Briscoe put Adam Page's head in a chair and then did a neck breaker on it. It was like, I know that stuff happens. And then Jay Briscoe put a chair in the corner and then took the noose and tied Adam Page to it and then just like kept kicking him into the chair. It was a fucking intense match.
Oh my god.
Also, can I share a secret?
Yes.
I don't know what it is. I'm like, I guess into dirtbags, but like I think Jay Briscoe is so hot. I don't understand.
God, you love dirtbags.
Yeah.
Why? Your real life boyfriend's not a dirtbag.
No, he's like very clean cut and handsome. I mean,
I think dirtbag might be the last word I would use to describe him to.
I don't like only dirtbags in wrestling.
You just like a lot of dirtbags.
Yeah, Miz isn't a dirtbag. He's clean cut. Your face.
How dare you?
He's a Hollywood dirtbag. I turned it off right before the tag matches. So I had to turn it off because they wouldn't load on the bus.
Okay,
so I didn't. And I know that Adam Cole won the belt, which I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to watch the rest of it. I just I'm running out of time, yo.
Yeah.
I watched TNA. TNA was it wasn't great this week, but it wasn't bad. It was just like a standard show.
Yeah.
The big things that happened is James Storm got all up in Billy Corrigan's face and was like, I built this ring, I can tear it down. I've been here from the beginning, helped build this company, I'll tear it down. And then Billy Corrigan was like, you're suspended, bye. So James Storm is suspended. And then there was a funny part where TNA was like, the cameras were like following him outside, and he clearly wanted to get out, and he talked to the cameraman. He was like, George, get that mic out of my face. We're friends, but you better get it out of my face. It was just funny that he called like the cameraman like, George, get it out of here. And I was like,
Didn't he say in that promo too that he like
he was like, everybody else
Yeah,
left.
everyone else left.
AJ left, Bobby left. I'm still
Austin
here.
left, yeah.
He didn't say Austin.
Oh,
because he was just saying people who were there from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I read that and I was like, you sort of helped trigger this mass exodus.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we should be bringing that up.
Whatever. I think it was just like a cheap pop from the crowd.
Yeah, inside of the like context of his character in TNA, like he has kind of been there. I mean, he's been there from the beginning, but he did leave.
Yeah, for like 3 months. Yeah, and then unfortunately, the Knockouts division is kind of stale right now. I think they really need some new talent in there.
Yeah.
Maria's doing a good job, but like it's just a little stale.
What's the point of Sienna? They bring her in, give her the belt, and it seems like she doesn't do anything.
She's like a bruiser. She did have a really funny moment where Bobby Lashley, he has all the belts, right? Mm-hmm. And he was walking by her backstage, and she had her belt on the shoulder, and he kind of touched the belt and like looked at her, and she goes, "Don't get cute." And he was like, "Geez, girl," and like walked away. It was really funny.
Nice.
It was a good moment.
What a good way to like address that too.
Don't get cute. Well, Bobby Lashley went into the ring and he was like, I am getting rid of this X Division title, and I'm getting rid of King of the Mountain. These are dumb titles. They don't mean anything. So, like, we don't even need them anymore. I'm the last title holders. And then Billy and Dixie were like, no, I guess you could forfeit them. And he was like, fine, I don't need this garbage. I proved that I could get it. So that's kind of how they got it, which is smart. Like, you can't have an X Division person go over on Bobby Lashley. But he basically was like, I beat you guys. I'm the best. These are trash. Get him out of here.
That's fair. And it's funny, too, that that's the follow-up to him winning and, like, not being able to hold all of the gold. He's like, fuck it, I don't need this.
I don't need this garbage. So that was pretty good.
So wait, what does he have? What is he still holding?
I think he's just holding the main title right now.
Oh, okay. I thought there were 4 belts.
He literally held up the King of the Mountain title and was like, literally, like, what does this even mean? And I was like... Even Billy was like, you're making some points. I think they're getting rid of the King of the Mountain title. Really? That's what it felt like, and then afterwards Billy was like, the X Division is a belt that, like, whatever, and he, like, talked about the X Division, and nobody ever mentioned King of the Mountain anymore.
Weird.
So, bye.
Maybe
well, it's a dumb match. It's a dumb match.
Yeah, well.
King of the Mountain is the worst gimmick
isn't
match.
it technically a Global Force belt that they, like, incorporated?
No. What's his fuck? The guy that created Global Force that did TNA.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett, he created that match when he was at TNA. He created the gimmick.
Oh,
probably why it's terrible.
I see. Yeah. Not a fan.
EC3 and Drew Galloway got into it, and then basically EC3 was like, fine, I'll fight you. And then Aaron Rex, a.k.a. Damian Sandow.
Yep, we'll get used to that eventually.
I'm just letting people know I know his name. He was like, I want this to be a fair fight. You both are good wrestlers. I'm going to be your special guest referee. Wink, wink, wink. Moose totally crushed Eddie Edwards, and Mike Bennett took all the credit for it.
Obviously.
Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy had this, like, weird film segment in the ring where it was just a bunch of ladders, and Jeff Hardy, like, has all these, like, Marilyn Manson contacts and, like, kind of a vest like Matt Hardy now, and he's, like, all crazy and broken, and he kept calling himself obsolete, and Matt was doing his broken Matt Hardy gimmick, and they were going back and forth, and Matt was like, I had a premonition. If you get on one of these ladders, you're gonna, like, lose the match for us, so don't do that. And his premonition is that Decay is gonna steal Rebby and King Maxwell. And then there was, like, a thing where you could see Decay, like, looking into Vanguard 1.
Cool.
Matt and...
What a great feud to set up, too. Yeah. That's a great idea.
Matt and Jeff won. The final was a tag match, a contract on, like, a stick in the sky or whatever. And there was ladder. I guess I just did a whole TNA segment. Whatever.
Oh, well.
Less transitions for me. It was the Bromans. It was the Tribunal. It was, another tag team, and the Hardys, and, you know, it was mostly Matt Hardy just being weird and Jeff being weird, and you knew they were going to win. Mm-hmm. Jeff tried to bite Raquel on the head. He bit some of the Bromans on the head, just around biting people.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Right.
So the evolution of the Hardys is still pretty fascinating.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I guess TNA was good. It was just like setting up a lot of stuff. It was just one of those setup episodes.
Yeah, it's not high flying action, but it's like necessary and important.
Right, and they're building storylines and they're building to Bound for Glory, which is in October. So they have a month to build.
Yeah, that's good. They got plenty of time.
Yeah, so you know.
All right.
Wrestling is good. I guess
that's the news.
That's the news and wrestling and other stuff. Okay, well, you wanted to talk about the NXT episode before NXT Takeover because you wanted to talk about some of the ladies.
Yes, there was there were a couple of things.
Ladies.
So they're first with the episode they reintroduced Hideo Itami in ring, which is setting up for his return. Which that was when I was like, why don't they have anything for him to do at Takeover? Little did we know.
Hideo had another match a couple weeks ago. Remember?
Yeah, he faced Sean. I literally wrote in my notes, when will we see the GTS? Spoiler. Saturday.
Spoiler.
Okay, so then we had a 6-way women's tag match. The splash card pulled up, and I literally was like, who the fuck are these people? Which is kind of nice. It was nice to have so many in-ring debuts all at once.
The only one that I didn't know was mixed Scottish.
Oh, Nikki Glencross.
Yeah, I didn't know who she
liked
was.
her. I thought that she was fun. She is kind of sloppy a little bit, but I think that's just a high energy thing more than anything else. I think she just kind of needs to rein it in a little. I liked her a lot, though.
I did not.
She is a babyface.
I did not like Team Good Guy.
That's fair. I mean, Carmella's not around anymore, so we don't have to see her. Fuck, man, I went from being super hot for Liv, do not want to see her ever again.
No.
It's weird.
I did not like Team Babyface.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm excited to see more of Nikki Glencross. I think that it'll be fun to watch her face Asuka or Ember Moon. I think that I would really enjoy seeing her in some of those matchups. She's obviously needs work to get her WWE NXT style down, but I'm excited to see that. And we need new people in the women's division, and it's gonna be we need time to build this. We can't just have people come in who are immediately
Who the
amazing.
fuck is Peyton Royce?
That is a fucking great question. I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up while we talk.
I'm really confused about why she's been gone for so goddamn long. Okay, and then it was versus Team Bad Guy, which were Alexa,
with the best hair.
Oh my god, so good.
Her game's so strong because her hair looked great at SummerSlam too.
She's so stylish. She's just the cutest person ever. Let's see, and then Daria. How
Daria.
Daria. Okay,
So not Daria the cartoon.
Daria. I hate her gimmick so much.
Well, I
Probably
think it's
because I actually watch MMA, and so I'm I just find it very irritating. I know
That's
that
fair.
she fought amateur fights, but it was funny. Michael and I were watching it together, and I was like, I know she used to be an MMA fighter, and he's like, she's clearly not a very good one. And I was like, well, she never made it. So, and it's true. You can just see it in the way that she moves. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I like that she gets to wear her hair in cornrows, though. Good for her. Fantastic. She's the out lesbian. I bet that's why they were here's this thing. We're gonna
bring up the queers.
And then the last member of Team Heel.
I thought she did an okay job.
She was okay.
She was okay. You want to hate her because it's Mandy Rose and fuck Mandy Rose. She did not do that bad of a job.
She was okay.
She was fucking light years above when Eva Marie debuted.
That's true. That's a good point. I think that
It's easy to lump her in the shitbag category, but I think she was on par with some of the other people who debuted in that match. And you want to hate her because she's Mandy Rose, but she did an okay job.
I don't think that she was the worst wrestler I've ever seen in the ring. I did not enjoy watching her. And I also, I think it's funny that Corey Graves has, just abandoned Eva Marie and, now Mandy Rose is his new Eva Marie. I like that. But part of the reason that I don't like her is because I think her character is really irritating, and all her character is I'm super hot. And, I just don't like that. I don't like that as a character. I don't like it when anybody does that as a character, pretty much. It just really bothers me. Unless you're a super fucking good wrestler, Like, that, it just doesn't work for me. And so
Yeah.
that's my biggest objection to her. And, like, yeah, she is super hot. Yes, she does remind me of Eva Marie. And yes, I find her irritating knowing that she has a 5-year contract for, like, no goddamn reason. Because Mark Carano wants to fuck her, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I am willing...
there was a little bit of Mark Carano in the WWE Women's Evolution 24. I don't know what the fuck it's called. But it was, like, him standing in front of them. Like, they were all seated because they were being interviewed. And it was like the WrestleMania ring was in the background. He was like, 3 years ago, the Divas match was cut in Gorilla. That was in season 1 of Total Divas, if you can remember back to that. And that sucked, huh? And they were like, yeah, it did suck. And he was like, now you're superstars. Look how far we've come. And I was like, you've done nothing but hold this whole division back, you fucking weird perv. Also, who would ever have sex with you? You are so disgusting.
Powerful people.
Ugh.
Powerful people get free pussy. And free dick.
Yeah. I don't think there's a person on the planet other than maybe Donald Trump who makes my stomach like turn like him. Whenever I see him on Total Divas, I literally like get a little bile in my throat and I'm like, I can't fucking do this. I hate this guy.
Ugh, I find him
He's so gross.
repulsive as a person.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. Like, I also know that. And, like, that I find irritating. But I'm, like, willing to give her a chance. Like,
Are you, Erin?
I gave Eva Marie a chance. I have come around
And what a mistake that was.
I've come around on the gimmick of Eva Marie. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Even if I find her still very irritating. Did you see that photo of her, like, basically flipping off the WWE Universe where she's eating out of a fucking cooking pot?
No.
Oh my god. She's like lounged up at a desk chair with her feet kicked up in like a bra and spandex pants, like eating with a giant spoon directly out of a metal pot. I only know about this because Heels and Heels talked about it last week, and I was like, what the... It was weird. I was like on Twitter, and literally as they talked about it, it came up in my timeline, and I was like, what the fuck
what
is
is
this?
Eva Marie eating?
I don't
pot?
know.
This is gonna be some weird porn stuff I'm about to pull up. Eva Marie eating pot.
No.
So this is not helping.
It's probably on her Instagram.
Ugh, I don't follow Eva Marie on Instagram.
Well,
I did for a little bit. It was a mistake.
Gross.
It was mostly her just taking pictures of her dumb food. She's into fitness. Here are her fitness foods.
I mean,
And she pimped some kind of fucking weird...
What is that?
Oh,
big
this
suit?
one?
Yes, that one.
Where she was like, I want to wish my girls good luck tonight at SummerSlam. Looks like the WWE Universe will have to wait another 27 days for my spectacular debut. Look how muscly she is.
I know. She's fucking ripped.
She's super muscly.
Mm-hmm. Those are nice pants, too. Fucking Under Armour workout leggings. Ugh, jealous.
I think Adderall should not be on the list.
I mean, it's hard because if you have...
Oh, does she have a weird puppy? Let's watch this video.
Oh my god. I'm ready.
Oh.
Looks like a cute-ass dog.
You sleeping? It looks dead.
It does look dead! Oh, I don't like this.
It's not dead, though.
Ugh.
It looks fucking dead.
It looks dead as fuck.
Some fucking troll just wrote fat. On a fucking video of a dog sleeping, just wrote fat. All caps. God, the internet is the
It's
worst.
the fucking worst.
The absolute worst.
Oh my god.
What are we even talking about? NXT.
NXT, the 6-woman tag match. It was good. I liked it. I'm excited to see more of these women, even if like I don't care for most of Team Babyface or Team Heel. Like, I'm just excited to see new people, and like we need new growth. And there's a lot happening in the men's division right now, so there's like time for the women's division to grow a little bit. Like,
Right.
They focused very heavily on the women for a while, and then purged it, and then they focused heavily on the men, and like totally purged it, and then like replenished it, and now they're also trying to build the tag division again. Like, I think that they have a good handle on how to rotate
Talent out.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that they're doing a really good job of that, and this is a sign of it. That now we have all these new women to look at, and like hopefully Peyton Royce will come back and do some more shit too, and
Right.
and we saw Ember Moon debut. Like, we have a bunch of people on the roster now, which is really exciting. Like, Aaliyah wasn't in this, and she's been around for a while.
Isn't it Aaliyah Ember Moon?
No, that was Athena.
Athena
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
is Ember Moon. Oh, Aaliyah is the like... I know who we're talking about.
Yeah. And there are a couple other
so
people
many
who have,
names.
Yeah, and like there are a couple other women who have been on a couple of times, and they just signed Crazy Mary Dobson.
Yeah, I saw that. Is she Sanity? Remember that trailer that interrupted? It's either her or it's Eric Young. It's one of those two.
I didn't even think about that. You're probably right. It probably is Crazy Mary Dobson.
Yeah.
Sanity. Duh. Fucking duh. That would be a great rebranding for her. Why would they call Eric Young Sanity?
Because his whole fucking thing in TNA was that he was like a loose, crazy cannon.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
I could see as a rebranding of either of them.
I don't know that Eric Young has a full-time contract with them. I thought that they didn't sign him at the same time that they didn't sign Moose, because he had, like, well...
Because he used to beat up ODB and she used to beat up him?
No, we joked about that. I don't think that's actually what happened. I think that he had some wellness thing and they didn't sign him. I could be wrong. If anybody knows what's going on...
If Eric Young comes back, fucking add him to the Peen Watch. Out of control.
Yeah, seriously.
Out of fucking control, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, if anyone knows what's going on with Eric Young's contract, let us know.
Because we don't pay attention.
I don't know. I pay attention and I still don't know.
We don't pay attention. NXT
We don't
Takeover.
pay attention.
NXT Takeover.
Okay.
I want to wash my face.
Do you want to pause and go wash your face?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not editing this week, so keep talking.
Oh, okay, great. Takeover? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, Takeover.
Okay.
You
Opens
ate
up.
too many high gummies.
I only had one.
Which for you is just like a regular gummy.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, whatever. Everything's fine.
Because I had a lot of Kit Kats today. I ate a lot of Kit Kats.
How many?
Well, I had 3 baby ones, and then I had a full one. So it's like 1 Kit Kat, and then like an extra stick. Extra
That's okay.
Kit Kat stick.
That sounds good.
You know, an extra Kit Kat stick.
Extra Kit Kat steak, NBD. Totally fine. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right.
Whoa.
Dark
Regular
match. Did you
show.
hear about this? Ty Dillinger versus
Was
Wesley
he not
Blake.
broken anymore?
No, they wrestled in a dark match. I'm
Broken
not...
Ty Dillinger.
10.
Teen.
10.
Teen. Teen.
I wish. Ty Dillinger won that match, so that's nice. And then there was another dark match between the Authors of Pain and TM61.
Is it a dark match, or is it like they did last year where they're going to put it on NXT this week?
They might be on NXT this week, so sorry. Well, you guys will have already watched it, so it doesn't really matter. Sorry. But I won't tell you who won that one.
The Authors of Pain clearly did.
Yeah, obviously. Okay. So it opens up.
I didn't even watch it, and I knew that.
So it opens up with Austin Aries versus No Way Jose.
What a great way to start Takeover.
It's a good way to start because, like, Austin Aries was clearly being used in, like, a low card position. That's where No Way Jose is. Like, Austin Aries is being used to put people over up until now, and now he has, like, a legitimate feud.
What a good feeling for him that whole crowd started chanting Austin Aries. Like,
yeah.
He's been a wrestler for a long time, and he's wrestled a lot of places, but he's never wrestled, to my knowledge, in a place of that big of an arena. Don't.
Something in your hair.
Yeah, just leave it.
Okay.
So it must have, like, been, like, a really good healing for him.
Mm-hmm.
I had the feels for him.
Yeah, it was great. It was I really liked the impromptu conga line. I don't know why that happened, but I liked it.
I don't think it was impromptu. I don't think you can get strangers to an impromptu thing. I think they probably were like,
impromptu.
front row, ready to congo.
Yes. What felt like a impromptu conga.
Felt light.
Yes. I like that. I hate No Way Jose's shirt. It's horrible.
His new shirt? Yeah, it's really bad. It's just a
fucking
stop
horrible.
sign.
It doesn't make any sense.
Anyway sense.
Any sense at all.
No.
Why is the dude who wears all white have a black t-shirt?
Because
like, just
WWE's
bare
graphic
minimum.
designers do not care.
Man.
What'd you think of the match?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought that it was kind of how I thought that it was going to go. They did a good job of having Austin Aries, like, kind of run the match, and Jose got some singers back in.
Were you surprised that Austin Aries won?
I was.
Me too.
Because I did not anticipate that I didn't anticipate that No Way Jose wasn't in the position that I thought that he was in, where I thought that it was like, okay, now it's just time to totally put him over, which I think is actually very smart. I think it's
I agree.
I think it's way better to let him build and, like, not everyone should just have a meteoric rise to the top. Like, that, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work with everyone. Like, and No Way Jose is the kind of character kind of like Bayley was, where it's a big character that you really need time to get to know and get to like. And, like, that, like, people like Bayley, but it took a long time for her to be it's Bayley. Like, it's
Right.
it's a journey, and I think that No Way Jose is a compelling enough character that they want to figure out how to continue to get people to like him long term, so that when he moves up to the main roster, it doesn't kill his gimmick like with the Vaudevillains.
Yep.
So I think that was great. I love that it set up for Hideo versus Austin Aries.
Double A.
Dude, that's gonna be a
That's gonna
fucking
be so
great
good.
feud. I'm super excited about it. I'm excited to see Hideo be back. Like, I think Austin Aries is a great choice for this too, because Austin Aries can take a loss from Hideo, but also like do Healy shenanigans and shit.
And also,
like,
it will be like a bomb ass fucking match.
right, exactly. It's gonna be very
He can
good.
go toe to toe with Hideo.
And it's nice too to see like Hideo is a top star in NXT, and
Well,
to
and now
see-
they have like extra like fuel for the fire, because Austin Aries can be like, "You broke my fucking eardrum. I'm gonna break your neck."
yeah, exactly.
With the brain buster. Oh, I don't think he's allowed to do the brain buster in
I
WWE.
would not be surprised if that was the case.
That's his move.
well, that's what
He
happens.
does this so good though.
That's what happens when you move into the
Yeah, but
big
AJ
times.
Styles gets to do the Styles class.
Yeah, I know. That's because some people are very good at taking it. Oh, apparently there's 30% off the WWE shop right now.
Yeah, there is. I'm just waiting for a tradish BOGO.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm getting me a Fearless Nikki shirt, motherfuckers. Don't judge.
I need to get 2 shirts from What a Maneuver. I have been like putting off that order for fucking ever. I really need to do that.
I would like to get a Fearless Nikki, and then I think I want another Becky shirt.
My next 2 shirts are going to be Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. I'm getting,
Oh, from Pro Wrestling Teams. I
Yes.
don't like any of Johnny's.
I only like the one. And that's the one I'm going to get. Anyway. All right, next we had Ember Moon debuting against Billie Kay and her outrageously crazy cape thing.
In her contacts.
Was she wearing contacts?
Oh, wait, no. Billie Kay has the cape.
Yes.
And then Ember Moon has the contacts.
Yes. And the very sharp canines.
I like Billie Kay's like new gimmick where she's just like, I'm classy as fuck and I don't give a fuck. Look at my opera gloves.
Yes, I agree. It makes sense. Like, before she sort of had this look and it was like, why? I don't understand this. And now it's like, oh, you think you fancy. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
You fancy.
You fancy.
And then Ember Moon's like, I'm a werewolf or something.
Oh, we forgot to discuss Austin Aries' ridiculously short cape. I do not understand why it's so little.
He's little.
I love it, but also I'm like, you could do with a longer cape.
His cape's always been little. He's a little dude.
I know, and I
tiny.
don't get it. I don't get it. And
He a tiny dirtbag.
Elle Collins had a great tweet about how there is an acceptable length for a cloak to be, and Austin Aries and Billie Kay were way outside of it in either direction. And I was like,
Outliers.
you nailed it.
I like how Billie Kay like walks on the ropes though. That's
yes,
cool.
I agree. And I like the color that she's wearing too. I think she looks really
too.
good. Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the match?
Ember Moon is dope. She's fucking dope.
She's intense.
I really like her. I'm all about it. Her finisher was called the O-Face. I'm sure they're not gonna let her keep it as that. I think the rumor is it's gonna be called the Hussy Buster, which I don't really like.
Don't like that either. O-Face has like a weird like empowerment to it, where Hussy Buster is like not great.
Yeah, that's. I don't care for that. I hope
I mean,
that's not
one
what they call
of
it.
Jessica Havoc's moves is called the Harlot Slayer.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Whatever, I guess. But it's sick. I mean, it's a top rope twisting stunner, which, hello, just take my fucking money. Like, obviously, I'm all about that shit. So, I loved it. I thought it was great. I think that Billie Kay has a lot of work to do. I'm excited to see where Ember Moon goes to. Like, Billie Kay is obviously at a level above, like, Liv Morgan and Daria.
That's right, you did it.
And Mandy Rose, but is still not like at the same level as Asuka.
Right.
And
well,
so-
nobody's at a level like Asuka, really.
Not anymore. Now that Bayley's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, Ember Moon is. They used to fight all the time on
Really?
the Indies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh.
I know very little about Athena / Ember Moon.
Oh yeah. Athena and Kana used to fight on the Indies all the time, and I've seen some brutal matches.
Brutal. Well,
So
maybe Ember
they
is the
can
one
go.
person that can take it from her.
It kind of feels that way. Like,
Yeah.
And who else is really there that can challenge for it right now? It seems like Ember Moon is kind of set up that she can maybe beat Asuka, but also later can take losses from other people. Like, she isn't the kind of, like, unstoppable monster.
That Asuka is.
Right, exactly. So I feel like there can be more give and take with her. It would be sick if Asuka just went completely undefeated until she lost the title and was like, goodbye!
Bye! And then we had Bobby Roode versus Cien. I thought he looked like such a dork.
Oh my god, it was so
slow.
It was so wrestling. It was just so professional wrestling. My friend Sarah was watching Takeover, and she was like, oh my god, this is just the most wrestling thing. And I was like, you are 100% on the money. This is so wrestling. Like, his fucking weird ass slow elevator. That song is like 3.5 minutes long. That's as long as, I think they just did the whole entrance beginning to end.
Yeah.
But it felt like 15 fucking minutes long, and I loved every moment of it. I loved his glow-in-the-dark robe. I love how slowly that elevator descended. I love that it made no sense that he was just on this big-ass monolith for no reason.
It's like, glorious. It doesn't need to make sense.
Glorious. It was just so great. I fucking loved it. I'm so glad that it happened. I love it. I can't wait for the next takeover because I need a Bobby Roode entrance in my life. It was so good.
What do you think of the actual match?
It was good. Cien is a very good wrestler. I feel bad for him that they keep putting him up against heels that people like to the level
way
that,
more than
than they like baby faces. And like, that's not Cien's fault. Like, they put him against Ty Dillinger because they want Ty Dillinger to be a big heel, but it just made people not like Cien,
right?
Because then Ty Dillinger disappeared, and then he comes out against Bobby Roode, and everyone's like, that was the dopest entrance of all time. How the fuck are we supposed to cheer for anybody else? And like, and he has the weird costume that like doesn't really make sense, and it just,
he's a pimp.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Pimp suspenders.
But he's such a good wrestler.
He is a good wrestler. I just like, it's just like there's something unrelatable about him. There's like a wall about him.
And
which sounds ridiculous that like I relate more to glorious Bobby Roode, but like
you totally relate more to glorious Bobby Roode. I don't. But yeah, I get it, and I don't think it's the language barrier. I don't think it's
that either, because obviously like Itami's over, Nakamura's over,
Asuka's over.
Like, it's not just a language barrier. There's just something like off. Like, I feel like he's not 100% committed to his character. Like, he clearly is committed in the ring, but like there's something,
I think that's exactly
pulling
what it is.
himself back.
Yeah, he doesn't have a defined character. I think that's the problem. He can't be committed to it because there is no character yet. There's just this like sort of flashy persona, but he can't be too flashy because then he's no way Jose, and like he's like riding this really weird middle ground, and he needs people who will like help him define his character and like find something that he can do that he can connect with, because I think that's exactly what it is. Like, you can just feel that he's disconnected from it because there is no substance to it. It's not like it's his fault that, I mean, it sort of is, but it's not like, I thought that was the cat.
No, I was playing with the mic like a cat.
Okay. Anyway, I just really want them to figure out a way to develop that character more, because he is a very good wrestler, and that match was a good way for us to see that. I love his weird little rope lay thing. It's
cool.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I love it. It's everything I want Dean's dumb rope thing to be.
Dean Ambrose.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. I could talk about Bobby Roode's glorious entrance fucking all night. All right. Tag team match. The Revival versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. This match was fucking great.
It was really good. It was so good. And it was brutal, and it was like, for how good Johnny and Ciampa looked, man, they made Revival look really good.
Oh, Revival is great.
Revival is a good team, don't get me wrong, but like, wrestling with competitors at the level that they were wrestling made them look even better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I also feel like Revival is
He fancy.
Fuck
the Billy Kay in this house. My cat just laid very delicately in one of my burlesque costumes, and it's very cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. I like that the Revival continues to learn from every team that they face, and like they get better and better, and I like they've really grown on me. They're both very good. Both of them have found and defined their characters, and
I love that people were using bald or dash.
Yes,
It's helpful.
it is helpful. I did it like 6 different times. Be like, which one is this? Bald dash, bald. Nope, Dawson. It's Dawson.
Dawson is the bald one. Dash is the not bald one. Bald
right.
or dash.
Mm-hmm. And like this also felt to me like it was Johnny and Tommaso's last NXT match. Like,
Because you think they're going to go up to the CWC?
yes, I do. They started announcing CWC or cruiserweight people that are going to fill the roster this Monday. I don't think that's the last announcement. I think part of it is they're waiting until they get further into the tournament and be like, these are the people who are in the top whatever, and we've signed all of them, and I think that Ciampa's going to get brought on is like a part of that. So it felt
It's
like
Cedric, baby.
ooh, it just felt like sort of in the same way that it felt at the end of Bayley's, where it was like and at the end of Sammy's match too, where they didn't announce that it was his last match, and Finn's last match, where like they look around like, yeah, we did this, we put everything out there, this is the end.
Yeah.
And like both of them had that look, and it just like, I don't know, I just think they're done. What else do they have to do now that they haven't won the Chag Champions. Just Chag Championship. Like, there's nothing for them to do down there anymore. And they signed full-time contracts. They're both retiring from the indies, so they're doing something.
Right.
And I feel like it's going to be that they're going to be on Raw. And, like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that is fucking amazing. What a difference a year makes in WWE. Like, that's incredible.
In modern day WWE.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's just incredible. Like, seeing them show up on NXT was very surprising to the people who knew them. And then we learned about them and we're like, yeah, it is really surprising that they're there. This is sort of weird. And then, like, but there was always that idea, like, oh, they're always going to be indie guys because they can't move up because there's no place for them on Raw. And now there is, and it's bananas. Like, it's very exciting. It makes me really excited for the future of the television side of WWE. And I feel like it's a good thing. It's a good thing that they're starting to expand the way that their superstars look up on the main roster. And so that's sort of what I felt in the end of this match with them. And I'm glad the Revival kept it too. They're fucking good.
Yeah, and if they're trying to rebuild the tag division in
Right.
NXT, Revival is definitely the tag champs to keep it down there.
Right, exactly. I completely agree. All right, then we have the women's match. Asuka versus Bayley.
I mean, what a good way for Bayley to go out.
Yeah, seriously.
Asuka, I like that Bayley had moments where she was getting over and she was doing that thing where, like, she's like, no, I'm not going to give up. I just thought it was a great back and forth. There was good storytelling in the ring. I love that they kept showing, like, Sasha and Becky outside the ring, like, reacting to everything.
Yes, me too.
That was really cute.
Oh, man. I knew at the very end of the match when Sasha looked at Bayley that it was Bayley's last moment. She looked disappointed, like, man, Bayley didn't win this match, but so fucking happy, like, this is it. This is the last moment. And I was like, oh my god, it's happening. Oh my god, it's fucking happening. Wrestlers, act with your eyes.
They do a good job, these ladies.
It was great. I don't know if I liked it more than the first Brooklyn Bayley Sasha match.
No. As somebody who recently rewatched that within the past month, no.
Okay.
The answer to that question is no.
Well, I feel like
It's a different match. It's hard to compare them.
Yeah.
But for Bayley, no.
Yeah. Like, that was a defining moment in who Bayley was as a character. I don't know. It was just... I think maybe because I kind of anticipated it was the end. Like, I think that is part of why I enjoyed it as much as
I think this was a special match, and I think that her and Asuka really took it to each other, and Asuka clearly at the end was, like, very emotional and, like, I'm very happy to have wrestled you. You are, like, really good. Like, this match was, like, excellent. Like, Asuka, like, looked emotional at the end. Not, like, 4 Horsewomen, oh my god, we did it emotional, but, like,
passing of the torch emotional.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
because like when you listen to Chris Jericho and Bayley talking on his podcast, she was like, Asuka's kind of shy. She doesn't know English very well, and she really just wants to do a good job, but she's like amazing in the ring. And you could tell that like Bayley really was like a friend to her.
Yeah.
And see, I'm getting emotional because I cry all the time. No, but it was just like a really beautiful moment between like two competitors. Like the other match was like a beautiful moment between like these like incredible women who are like friends and like built this thing from the like the ground up. But this was just like a really beautiful like sign of like respect and like
and
sportsmanship.
I think that's part of that like passing of the torch too, is that it's like Bayley is the last of the 4 horsewomen who are in NXT. Like, she is one of the last people who built it from the ground up. And it was like, she passed that on to Asuka. Like, you are the one that's going to hold this now because I'm
yours
done
now,
here.
buddy.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, that's awesome. It was just, what a good match. What a good fucking match. I'm really glad Asuka won. I'm really glad Bayley moved up. Like, it was the right decision all around. And you know what? We're going to jump ahead to the next match because I can't fucking believe WWE has 2 Asian superstars as their title holders. Like, I honestly can't believe that.
2 people who not only are Asian superstars, but who were famous independent wrestlers.
Yeah, and both of which don't speak English as a first language. Like, that's incredible.
I think my favorite thing that Nakamura does is that he just, like, says yeah at the end of everything in English. He's like, I'm going to do that, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's so cute!
His adorable outfit when he was getting interviewed on NXT, that like plaid shirt and that giant super goofy grin.
I just
love
that he was just like cool as a cucumber the whole time. And Joe was just like more relaxed and like Nakamura chill, I don't give a fuck that
Hands
Nakamura
behind his
was.
back. I love that.
The more
That's such
furious
a nice
Joe was, and
Yeah.
like more like machismo Joe was, and it was like a really good play of like personal cultures and personal styles, in addition to like different styles of wrestling.
Yeah, it was great. So good.
And then Nakamura dislocated Joe's jaw. Also, Nakamura kicked out of the Muscle Buster.
Yeah.
And Joe kicked out of the Kinshasa, the first one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Until his jaw got broken.
Yep.
Well, then his jaw was broken. Then he was like, I'm not getting up from this. Anyone. Not getting up from... I just like the storytelling of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nakamura was like, I don't care.
I love to...
I'm probably going to win, but if I don't, whatever.
Yeah, and Joe is like... It was almost like
baiting him.
Yeah, Joe like got the best of himself.
Right.
Like Nakamura set him up to get the best of himself. Like that was just really good storytelling. And like it's time for Joe to move up too. There's nothing left for him to do. Like I like Joe a lot. I think he's a great heel. I'm really glad he's part of the WWE universe now. There's nothing for him to do in NXT. He hasn't been a very effective champion because there's not really shit for him to do. He kind of had to prove himself past Finn.
Right.
And Finn just so recently moved up that like he's still shedding that stigma, and then Nakamura shows up. Like,
right.
And then Hideo returns from injury. Like there's just not room for him, and he's good enough that there's no reason for him to be there anymore. And now there's the perfect opportunity for him to move up to Raw because fucking hello, Finn is injured. Like
right.
He can fill that spot for a while, and then when Finn comes back and be like, motherfucker, let's do it again, because WWE loves to reuse NXT storylines.
They sure do.
Yep.
Bayley and Charlotte, here we come.
Yep, and then we'll get we'll get Bayley and Sasha again. Maybe we'll get a Sasha heel turn. I'm kind of cool with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I like her as a heel a lot, so that's cool. All right, Takeover was great.
It was really good.
It like 5 stars, fantastic.
SummerSlam. SummerSlam was 1,000,000 years old. That's too many hours. It's not 1,000,000 years old. I don't even know what I'm talking about because SummerSlam melted my brain.
All right. Here's the thing about SummerSlam. We're gonna get it out right out of the way. It wasn't very good. It was okay.
So it's just like it was a lot of matches that were okay, but they didn't feel like pay-per-view matches. They felt like Monday Night Raw matches.
And everything that was surprising in like the worst way. Like I wasn't surprised in a good way like at all the whole time, other than horrified. I was surprised and horrified a couple times.
Horrified.
You did not watch the kickoff show, correct?
No, because
Okay.
I was in rehearsal.
Okay, that's fair.
For stripping.
Okay, fantastic. So there were 3 matches on the kickoff show, which is a fucking lot because it was 2 goddamn hours long. The first one, Usos, American Alpha, and the Hype Bros versus Breezango, the Ascension, and the Vaudevillains. Simon Gotch takes the pin, obviously, but one of the Usos, sorry, I don't remember which one it was, stole the pin from the American Alpha guys, and they were like, "What the hell, bro? What the hell?
Hey, Usos.
Hey, Oos, Oos,
Hey,
Oos, what the
Oos.
hell?
Hey, Oos.
Oos, what the hell?" And the Hype Bros were just like, "We're happy to be here. Hey!" So that's exciting. They're obviously setting up, like, storyline stuff, too.
Right.
All right, next kickoff match. Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys. You know, whatever.
Sami Zayn was I didn't hear about this one. I actually
Yeah.
didn't hear about this one.
It was really good, actually. I have heard that they had literal 0 plans for Sami after his feud with Kevin ended.
What?
Yeah, and that's why he's just been, like, shoved on Superstars. So they were like, we don't really know what to do with Neville right now either, so we're just gonna, like, throw you guys together on a tag team. So now they're gear matches, and they are like, a low-key tag team now? I don't know. It's really weird. Like,
Well,
I
Raw
will
doesn't
be-
have tons of tag teams right
Yeah,
now,
so I'm, like, kind of okay with that. That's fine. I will see them as a tag team. I
I'll
don't
watch
wanna-
Jericho versus Neville and Sammy.
Yes.
The underdogs
Absolutely.
from the United Kingdom. They're not both from the
No.
United Kingdom. But I was just trying to, like, work them both in. The underdogs who gravity forgot.
The Gravity underdogs. Underdogs of Gravity. The
floating dogs.
Yes, that's it. You nailed it.
Floaty dogs.
The floating dogs. They both look really good, which was nice. I was actually excited to watch this match. The Dudley Boys look good too. So, did you watch their retirement?
Yeah, I watched Raw.
You said that you didn't watch part of it. Did you watch it today?
No, I watched all of it.
Oh, okay.
Today.
I see.
Because yesterday I watched Shameless because
All right.
Shameless rules.
All right.
You guys, I just read that they're casting extras for season 7. I really want to be in Shameless. I want to be like, you know,
Yeah, you totally should.
somebody who steals meat off of a truck.
Yeah, 100%.
That's not really extra work, I guess. Though they had extras in that scene. I haven't actually seen a lot of Shameless. We accidentally started watching it one day, and then we got stuck into a marathon, so I've seen, like, bits and pieces of a bunch of seasons, but now we're going back and watching it from the beginning, so I'm only technically in season 1, but it's literally the best fucking show.
I mean, I love William H. Macy.
He's so
much.
good in it. He plays a drunk who has, like, 7 kids, who is the type of drunk who is like, anytime anybody's like, hey, get a job, he's like, well, I pay the government's taxes and there's this conspiracy, and he's so fucking good at it.
I love him.
He's so good. He's like a drunk, shitty con artist with, like, amazing children.
Isn't that all of us? All right, the final match. Well, no, okay. Let's do this. Since we don't really want to do a Raw segment, let's just tie in this stuff to this.
It's not that we don't want to do one. It's just that there's so much.
It's also really late, and we still have to watch SmackDown. So we're going to kind of tie in Raw to this all stuff.
There's too much, WWE. You're hurting us.
Oh my god, there's just so much content.
And we
Jesus
refuse
Christ.
to not just talk about you because we like other wrestling.
Yeah. You can't do
Damn
this
it.
to us. I thought a swerve was coming. I really thought a swerve was coming. I thought that D-Von was going to retire and Bubba Ray was going to do the Bully Ray character, but they are officially retired.
They're old, and D-Von has been kind of messing up lately, and I think Bubba Ray just wants to go bang Velvet Sky.
Well,
in a trailer park.
I feel like I think maybe their concussions finally caught up to him.
That's fair.
It was weird watching Bubba Ray talk about it. He just had like this profound sadness in his eyes. Like, I knew as soon as they came out, like, oh, this is for real happening. Like, this is not a swerve.
Yeah.
He looks sad
Man,
as
one of
fuck.
my cats just took a dump.
No.
Sorry. D-Von said, my cat's poop.
No. Yeah, it was really sad. I'm like sad to see the Dudley Boys retire. I'm glad they came back for last year.
I like that they were like, we came back And we had good moments and not great moments, and you loved us and you hated us, and like whatever. We've done everything, and we are the Dudleys, and we like helped build this fucking company, and
We get to go out how we want. Like, that's
kind of how you want.
Kinda, yeah.
Because then fucking the shining stars of whatever.
But they put the club over. Like, that's ultimately what they did. And that's awesome.
Da club.
And that was kind of what the Dudley boys were there for.
What about that weird moment in the hallway with Finn and AJ in the club?
I loved it. I really loved it.
And they were like, Finn didn't too sweet them, and they were like, yeah, we
but
gotcha.
He didn't, like, poo-poo them. He just,
No.
like, smiled and laughed, like, you guys that I know, and just left. So it was really ambiguous in both directions, where if they want Finn to join up with them, it can be like, see, all this time they've known each other, and when they came in, they had this agreement not to do these things.
Right.
But if Finn is going to be a forever babyface, then it can also be like, oh, well, he's just polite to everyone, and he's a leader in the locker room. He just chooses not to isolate people.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really smart. I liked it a lot. I thought all of them looked very charming. I liked that the club didn't like, oh, poo-poo you for not two-sweeting us. They were just like, no, guys,
Well,
I'm wacky and crazy.
What were your favorite matches of SummerSlam?
I loved John Cena and AJ Styles. I thought it was really fucking good.
That was one of the matches that I was watching, and I was like, I bet a bunch of people are having a really good time watching this. I understand that this is a good match. I am not invested in this at all, and it's hard for me to pay attention.
Really?
I don't care for either of their characters. I
Yeah.
appreciate AJ Styles, and I appreciate John Cena, and I appreciate what they're doing, and I understand their importance to WWE, and I understand their importance in wrestling. But personally, as a fan, I'm not really invested in either of them.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to like freak out, which is like kind of how I feel about like when Samoa Joe and Finn wrestle. Like,
Yeah.
I like Finn Balor. I like Samoa Joe. They are great wrestlers. They put on good matches. I'm crazy for either of them. You're never gonna see a Finn Balor shirt in my closet.
Right.
Like, I like them. I appreciate them. I think that they put on good matches, but like, to me, it's just watching a good wrestling match. I'm not very emotionally involved.
Ugh, I loved it. I thought it was really good. I was super
I
into
agree.
it.
I think it was really good, but I wasn't like, wee.
Oh, yeah. I was way invested in it. I'm super happy to see AJ Styles do well. And part of it with AJ, too, is
I'm
like...
glad that he won clean.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. And like,
I'm very glad he won clean.
and part of the thing with AJ is, like, I'm excited... Like, I know him from before, and I'm like,
Yeah, 'cause you
excited
watched
to
a lot
him...
in Japan.
Yeah, I'm, like, excited to see him transition and do very well. Like, I really
Yeah.
like that. And that match also really felt like a passing of the torch. Like,
Agreed,
Cena
agreed.
left his
It
fucking
definitely
armband in the... Like, that...
Never give up armband.
that
He
was-
gave up.
it was-
What a dramatic beat.
It was very emotional, and there was a video of the backstage area where people were just like crying, and like, you guys just really left it all out there. Like, it. One of my security guard wrestling friend at work, Satch, he was like, "Did that feel like a retirement moment to you?"
No.
And I was like, "It didn't. Not so much as a retirement, but it definitely felt like a passing of the torch, where it
well,
was
especially
like."
because he's getting so busy doing all this other stuff.
Right,
and,
exactly.
Like, he said he's never going to leave WWE, and I believe him. But like, technically, The Rock hasn't left WWE.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like,
exactly.
The Rock still shows up and
it's-
ruins everybody's day every once in a while.
It seems like John Cena is starting to transition into a much more part-time role. And, like, that's good. He has movies that he's doing. I feel like he could totally have a USA or a Today Show correspondence gig. Like, they love him. They love having him on there. He's very relatable.
He's charming
It
and
looks really good for the
smart.
company, too. Like, to have someone who's so mainstream. Like, everyone knows who The Rock is, and that makes them look good. But everyone kind of knows who John Cena is, too.
Yeah.
And if you, like, put him into everyday homes with women and kids who spend the most money on something like the Today Show, and then also with, like, American Grit, where it's, like, that primetime family television, like, that is ultimately
Primetime redneck family television.
Hey, I watch American Grit, and I fucking
I'm just
love
saying
it.
it also appeals to the demographic in the country who is not gonna. It's the type of people who like to watch The Big Bang Theory and think it's funny.
Yeah, well...
You need to appeal to that demographic. It's
Yeah.
a large demographic of dumb people. I'm not saying that everybody who watches American Grit or Big Bang Theory is dumb, but it is broad television.
It is broad television. That's a good way to put it.
And everybody who likes The Big Bang Theory is dumb.
That's not
Sorry,
true.
Mom.
It's not true.
Yes, it is true. That show is horrible.
It's one of those shows.
You like
that-
it.
No, I don't like it. I will sit through it though. I've sat through it a couple times. My sister and
I
her
watched a
husband
couple
really
seasons.
like it, and my dad likes it sort of.
My mom likes it.
It's one of those shows that I will, if it's on, I will watch it. That's how I feel about it.
I get like really, I don't get like this a lot, but I get like nerd, like I'm like a cat.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's super hard for you to watch.
I'm like a cat when it sees something it hates and its like hair raises and its back raises. That's like me watching that show. Like my nerd like haunches come up and I'm like,
fair. That's totally fair. I can understand how you would hate it so much.
My mom's like, I love that show, and I'm like, tell me what is on his shirt. What is on his shirt? What is this reference that they're making?
Yeah.
You guys don't know this. You guys are just like, it doesn't make sense. It's just like exploiting. It's exploitative TV.
Appropriating.
It's appropriating nerd culture.
Did you see that shit about appropriating daddy? Oh my god.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
I didn't, and I don't wanna.
It was a big fucking Twitter beef. I literally just
daddy?
rolled my eyes at it. This girl
Who's
was
appropriating daddy?
This girl was like...
Sex people?
Well, this girl was like, it's part of a deeply entrenched part of BDSM culture, and if you are using it ironically or as someone who doesn't, literally said, as someone who does not have deep psychological trauma or issues, you need to stop appropriating daddy. And I was just like, fucking eye roll. This is the most ridiculous shit I've ever...
Ew.
She's clearly the kind of person who's like 50 Shades of Grey BDSM, where she believes that you have to be cured of it, and you like... It's only because you have a very deep trauma that you're accessing.
Ew.
Like, no, some people just like to tie themselves up, and some people are just into spanking, and it doesn't mean that they have fucking daddy issues. Like, I'm into some of that stuff. Not a lot. I'm into, like, BDSM light. I have some light daddy issues, but they're completely unconnected from my sex life because that's fucking weird. Like, just to, like, assume that people are like that, too, is super bizarre. It was a very weird discussion.
Well, I'm a stripper, and I don't have any daddy issues.
Yeah, like, that's
like,
fine.
my personal dad is kind of, like, not the best, but I also grew up with my grandfather, who is, like, literally the best human in the world. If you guys ever met my grandpa, you would know he's the fucking...
He's the best.
Dopest. So, like,
best.
my dad functioned as my brother, and my grandpa functioned as my dad, so I,
Yeah.
like, never really had a gap. So, like, I don't have daddy issues, but I love stripping.
Yeah, right, exactly. But it was like this woman like presented this argument as though like the only people who should be using this are people who have this trauma, which is why they access this culture. Like, you don't understand. Fuck you.
Sometimes people
Fuck
are
this
just
bullshit.
freaks. Freaks in a positive way.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's fine.
Are we
Vanilla
talking about
freaks.
SummerSlam, or are we talking about sex?
I guess we're talking about sex. We should keep talking about SummerSlam.
My favorite match of the night, and you can
Yes.
make fun of me and eye roll and do whatever.
Whatever.
I love the 6-woman tag match. I popped so fucking hard for Nikki. I thought the way they handled
Oh my
Eva,
god, I'm so
I
excited.
thought the way they handled Eva Marie was hilarious. I
Yeah,
thought
me
every
too.
single fucking person in that match shone, and it looked fucking good, and it was a good
Shone?
match. Shined. I don't fucking care. Leave me alone. I'm hyped for
You
this.
are hype.
It was a fucking baller ass match.
It was
Everyone
great.
had good moments.
Dude,
Naomi looked
fucking
dope.
Naomi.
She had so many good spots in that match.
I love her outfit. I don't give a fuck. I will fight you. I fucking love it.
Naomi's the best, and I loved
Fucking
it.
love it.
There was a moment where Naomi and Natty were fighting, and I was like, these women are almost completely covered head to toe, and I love that because, like, don't get me wrong, I love seeing Nikki Bella's butt, and I love booty shorts,
Beautiful.
and I love like.
There were so many good butts in that match. I was just like, I don't
Yeah,
even know where to look right now.
I love female bodies. I love men's bodies. I like when people are like have ownership of their own sexuality and it doesn't inhibit their power or their prowess. But I also think it's baller that we can have, you know, a Nikki Bella butt and boob show, and we can have Natty and Naomi looking fly covered head to toe. I
Yeah,
love that. I love
agree.
that it's not just bikini.
Right, exactly. And it's different types of bodies that are fully covered and fully exposed too,
Right.
which is also really nice. I like that a lot.
Because if anybody follows Naomi on Twitter or Instagram, you know she got a banging ass body.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. That's for show.
I just like that it's not the same all the time. Like,
Yeah.
all the women in that match were different women, different
Yeah.
styles, different characters, and everyone looked fucking dope.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really great.
What'd
I
you
really
think
enjoyed it.
about Charlotte and Sasha?
I obviously did not enjoy that Charlotte won. I thought that they had a very good match. I really enjoyed that they tried a lot of new stuff.
That's the thing that I love about them. And I tweeted this, like, you can be a smart mark and be a dick and be like, well, that spot didn't work. And there were a couple, like, kind of sloppy things. But the sloppy stuff was all new stuff.
Yeah.
Because whenever Charlotte and Sasha get in the ring, they're like, hey, let's fucking try and take this to the next level. Let's try something new. So it's not stale and it's exciting. And it's exciting even when it goes wrong because it's like, wow, like it is, they take themselves to the limit each time because they not only, it just like, it shows like a respect for the fans and a respect for the art. I'm sad that Sasha lost. I'm really pissed about it.
Yeah, I'm pissed about it too. I understand. I would rather her be out and be able to recover from an injury than try to wrestle through it more.
Agreed.
So I like understand that, but it sucks.
But
and,
just take a picture of my phone and my computer right now. Like my background is Sasha holding up the belt. Like I can't. Like I'm obviously very upset.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take a photo of that actually.
Yes, take a photo because I love it.
Boom, got it.
Let me see. Is there any work stuff on my computer that I can get in trouble for? No. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sad that Sasha's not the champ, but I get it. So
Yeah. And it's not like she won't be the champ again.
Right, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and now that Bayley's up there too, I think this is the perfect time to have Bayley win the belt from Charlotte. Like, it will help establish Bayley as an ultimate babyface versus Charlotte too, so that when Bayley and Sasha come back and have to wrestle for the belt, they can have a different kind of match too, where it's like two competitors fighting because that's what they want to be the champion. So I think that sets up a good dynamic. I think kind of like Finn, this is like the best possible time that Sasha could be injured. Like, I'm sad that she's not the champ, but we really couldn't have asked for a better time for this to happen. Like, that is probably why they brought Bayley up. Fucking straight up. Like, they needed to fill that role, and Bayley's the perfect person to do it. She's the other 4 horsewomen. It kind of sucks that 3 of the 4 horsewomen are on Raw, but whatever. Nikki Bella's on SmackDown, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
And I think it gives Becky a chance to, like, because
yeah,
Becky is such like a pure babyface right now, and so is Bayley. And Charlotte is like a heel, and Sasha's like a tweener. Like, if you had 2 full-on baby faces, I feel like they would just end up accidentally tagging all the time.
Yeah,
and like
that's
I think
true.
separating them is a good idea. And like Becky is like a good person to have on SmackDown because she can function as kind of like her and Nikki and Natty can function as like ambassadors of like of the younger women, because a lot of the younger women are on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's true. And Nikki and Becky will have very good matches. Like, they're a good pair to feud off against each other.
Right, agreed.
So I'm looking forward to that. Inevitably happens. All right, let's talk about some of the other unfortunate stuff. Fucking Sheamus defeated Cesaro in the first of this best of 7 match. Are they
called it?
Are they pushing Sheamus?
No, I just think it's like you build it up, and then when Cesaro eventually wins, that looks better.
Okay, I hope so. The Miz defeated Apollo Crews. I don't understand why though. Like,
because Apollo Crews has no fucking character and nothing is happening, and the Miz is a fucking excellent Intercontinental Champion. Honestly, look me in the eye and tell me what Apollo Crews would do for the Intercontinental Championship that Miz wouldn't do better.
Yeah, that's part of the problem, is that Apollo's not a strong enough character for that yet, and they need to build that up. But at the same time, like, having him lose to the Miz doesn't make him a stronger character. It's a weird pairing to have the Miz go over on him, particularly. Like, what are they going to do with Apollo Crews next? Where is he going? Who is going to face for the Intercontinental title now? Like, I just don't understand what the vision is here. But I was surprised by it. But
I was too. I didn't call it.
I like Miz as the champ, and I want to see more of him and Maurice. But at the same time, it's like, where is this going? I don't understand. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson,
Jon Stewart
technically defeat the New Day and Jon Stewart.
But Biggie is back, baby!
Yes, he is.
I like their new outfits that are like, they're pink, but they're like this like peachy pink.
I
love
really
their
like it a lot. I guess
it's a good way to continue the feud.
Yeah, it's a good way to continue the feud, and also I think that it's smart to have the belts be dropped by Kofi and Biggie, because they're the ones that won them. Like, Xavier functions more as a manager and as an alternate wrestler and is very good, but if they were...
Xavier is such a good wrestler. I wish they did let him wrestle more.
Right, and I agree with that, but, like, if they lose the belts when he's the one who's part of the team, it makes him look like the weak link, even if he's not the one that takes the pin. It's like, well, yeah, Big E wasn't here, so
Right.
it makes
That's
him
fair.
look. It makes him.
I
Look
didn't even
weak.
think about that.
I didn't think about it either until it was over, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that they didn't win off of this, because that would have made Xavier look weak, and it would have kind of softened the win from the club too. Like, they kind of need to beat Big E because he's like the cornerstone of that team. So makes sense. A
good dancer.
And he's such a good dancer. I got a box of Bootios. A friend of mine got it from
Is it good?
Wizard World. We haven't opened it yet. We had too much other food at SummerSlam.
Can you bring it over here and open it?
Maybe.
I want some. A, I love cereal. B, I love the New Day. Ride or
true.
die fan.
Ride or die.
Got into fights with people on Twitter about it.
Yep, that's
Had
right.
to block some people. Lost my voice.
Yep, that's right. Ride or die, man.
Ride or die New Day fan.
Ride or die. There's a side panel on the cereal box that teaches you how to dance like Big E.
Wow.
You have to set your hips apart and
I got
stare
it.
off to the middle distance. It's very specific.
That's hilarious.
It's really
And
good.
stick your tongue out.
Yeah. And you have to go in a counterclockwise motion.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Member stripper.
Calm down.
I got it. I know how to gyrate my hips. It's literally like one
Okay,
of the four
WWE
basic moves.
champion Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler.
Who cares? Dean Ambrose won. Dolph
Yeah.
Ziggler's trash. Let's move on.
That match was okay. There were good moments. There was like 5 minutes where I cared, and then the rest of it I was like, why the fuck is... I thought for sure Bray Wyatt was going to interfere. Like, as soon as it started, I was like, this makes sense. That Bray
Yeah,
Wyatt
I guess
would-
it's weird that Bray Wyatt wasn't on the pay-per-view at all.
Yeah, and like they've set up that he
Poor
was like...
Bray.
challenging Ziggler, and then he just like let it go. I was like, you know what would be super dope for this match to end? If Ziggler is pinning Dean, 1, 2, lights go out, lights come up, Bray is pinning Dean. That would have been fucking awesome and would have been a super sweet way to set up Bray. But then it just ended. And I was like, oh, well, I don't give a fuck about this.
Who cares?
Who cares? We're talking about Finn and Seth. And
I mean, it
how
was a really good match.
amazing.
Like, other than like him being injured, but like Seth is a great wrestler. Finn is an amazing wrestler. Do you like the coup de grace?
It took a long time to grow on me. I don't like it when you see it from the opposite corner because it's easy to see how he pulls back on it. The way that they shot it for the end of this match from like up above,
Yeah.
it looked brutal as shit. And that I liked a lot. But I think part of the problem with the coup de grace is the way that it has been filmed in NXT. It doesn't look brutal in the way that it should. And now that they're up on a main roster with like hanging cams, I think it will look way more effective.
Yep, I agree.
Garbage United States match. I sort of
Not
accidentally
even a United
watched
States
this.
match, really.
Yeah,
It's just like a fight.
Is Rusev the heel? I don't get it. He's defending his wife's
Whatever.
honor. Like
Rusev is like
I don't get it. It's so weird. It just blows my
because
mind.
Roman Reigns has got that man bun,
Oh my god, that man bun.
and he's Russian, and all Russians are evil.
It's just so weird. It was
Russians
so
be
weird.
evil, yo. Lana wore a diaper.
Diaper.
Look,
Fucking diaper.
y'all hate on me for hating on Lana, but like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. One of the rules of being a burlesque dancer: don't wear fucking white underwear. Always looks like a diaper. You can kind of get away with a white thong or like white different underwear, but if it covers a good chunk of your butt, always looks like a diaper.
Yeah.
Duh.
Bad. Maurice had a 2-piece. It was high enough.
Marie's like dope.
Right?
Also, she had like a jacket thing.
Yeah. She like mixed the outfit well enough, and it was at a different height. I heard someone describe Lana as the general store version of Maurice.
Accurate.
So accurate.
Marie's for life.
I completely agree with that statement. Okay, last match. Randy
Wait, we
Orton.
didn't talk about Jared KO.
Oh, that's right. We didn't talk about that. I was so upset about it.
Basically,
I blocked it out of my
Why?
mind.
I love Jared KO, and
don't
I like
understand.
don't really care about Enzo and Cass. I like that they're over.
But
And I
in
like
fucking
that.
Brooklyn, like
Who
it
cares?
I think it was a bad read on that crowd because Brooklyn is a notoriously shitbag crowd to like set up like the first 2 of the first 3 matches after
Yeah,
they've
but
been there
Jared
for
KO
hours.
has a beautiful love that we all need to like
Yes,
understand.
I mean, I agree with that.
And support.
That's true. I do love their love, but it just like you had Sasha and then Enzo and Cass lose. Like you were just asking that crowd to be a nightmare. It
Yeah,
was just,
that's true.
It was just a really poor booking decision and really set them up for, like, all of the bullshit the crowd did later. Like, they could have totally avoided that. There was no reason for that to happen.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough. I didn't think the crowd was that bad.
Oh, they were fucking terrible.
They were bad on Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
CM Punk chant.
Man, the delete chant was my favorite, though.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, yeah. Somebody mentioned the Hardys, the Dudleys, when they were retiring. Mentioned the Hardys, and he, like, Bubba heard someone start the delete chant and paused just long enough that everyone was like, delete, delete, delete. I was like, this is the greatest moment ever. I was very excited about it. When we were at the
Extraordinary.
show on Friday, everyone was chanting delete.
TNA superstar Trevor Lee.
Everywhere. I love it, and people love doing it. It's so fun, and it's easy. It's going to be the thing that they taunt the WWE with now.
I bought a Trevor Lee shirt, and I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, I love that design. It looks so good.
I'm going to buy some Taylor Swift leggings and then wear them to an AEW show with Trevor Lee's shirt and then and Taylor Swift leggings.
Like, of her face?
Yeah, just like a joke, like the novelty leggings where it's just Taylor Swift all over it.
I see.
Because his, shake it off. That's his
I get it.
entrance
I get
music.
it. Thank you.
Just like showing my love of Trevor Lee, so.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like one of the only assholes in the crowd whenever he comes out where I'm like, I don't care, I'm a dance.
Oh, yeah, we
I
stood
love
up and
Trevor Lee.
danced.
Shake it off.
We totally danced.
The only time I danced to Taylor Swift is when Trevor Lee's music comes on.
yeah. Absolutely. It's infectious.
He's infectious.
Yes, true. I mean,
He has really pretty blue eyes.
he has great hair.
So fluffy.
So fluffy. It's so fluffy.
I love Trevor Lee. Whatever. Wrestling.
SummerSlam. Whatever. It was like I would say it was like a C+
and then
show.
Brock
Oh, yeah, that's
beat
right.
the
We forgot to talk
shit
about
out of
this.
Randy Orton for like no reason. And I hate Brock Lesnar. And I hate Brock Lesnar.
I've hard turned on him. I liked him for a hot minute. I liked when he was like, I'm going to fight in the UFC and did it. And it was great. And he did a good job, whatever. And then...
Don't hurt Randy.
And then, like, everything after that, like, just the epitome of privilege. That's the best way I've heard this described. He's just the epitome of white male privilege. Like,
Rich white male privilege.
Yes, of rich white male privilege. Where, like, he just can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Twat.
He did 2 positive drug pops. They got him suspended for up to 2 years. 2 years from the UFC. And Vince McMahon's like, whatever. Not only can you just do whatever you want and take whatever drugs you want, you get the main event of our second biggest show of the year, and you can use blood by hitting someone as hard as you fucking can. You, who are a trained MMA fighter who we know is tested positive for fucking steroids and estrogen blockers and just won a professional fight. You can hit someone as hard as you want. That's fine. No blood packets, no blading. It's cool. Just elbow this dude as hard as you fucking can. It sounded like a baseball bat.
It was bullshit.
Fucking awful. He needed 10 stitches to stitch his fucking head up. It reminded me of, have you ever seen the match where it's Jericho and Shawn Michaels, and it's the last match where they allowed blading because Shawn Michaels bladed his eye and it bled so fucking bad that it was like almost unwatchable. The match officially ended because the ref called like a TKO because Shawn Michaels was so injured. It's one of the most fucked up matches I've ever seen in WWE because it looks too realistic, where like his eye legit looks fucked up and it's like that gooey, goopy blood, and that's what that reminded me of. Because that,
but his
puddle.
Like, somebody was like, "Oh, they bladed," but like his cut was
No,
not.
that was
It was not like a
disgusting.
nice little razor. It was like flesh, chunky flesh opening.
He elbowed his head open. That move is illegal in the UFC. P.S. to elbow someone on the top of the head like that because it's dangerous as balls.
Fuck Brock Lesnar.
Fuck Brock Lesnar. That unbelievable. Did you see that photo of Randy after the match?
I don't know.
He's like leaning over and laughing and covered in blood. Everyone's like, he's laughing. That means that he knew that it was going to happen. Yo, bitch, don't ever say that kind of stuff. She was laughing. That means that she wanted it. Like, that's all I could think of when people were saying that.
Also,
like,
Randy was probably fucking like delirious.
Yeah,
he
he
got
was-
elbowed in the head. He was probably like, I don't
everyone's
know
like,
where I
He's
am.
laughing. That means
They
he
probably
doesn't
just gave
have
him a bunch of drugs, and he was like, whatever.
Yeah, people are like,
Stitch my
he
head.
was laughing, so that means he doesn't have a concussion. That's literally the opposite of what would happen. Like, you have a concussion, you're like delirious. You're like, yeah, I survived. I made it through that match alive. That face to me said, well, that didn't go the way that I planned.
Well,
He
I'm
did
Randy Orton.
Did look super hot in that photo, though.
Ew, covered in blood with his head gaping open.
Not gonna lie, it looks super
Oh,
hot.
and I'm the one that likes dirtbags.
Oh, I'm not gonna say that Randy Orton's not a dirtbag. I've never claimed that.
Let's watch Smacky Smack.
Okay, let's do it.
Touch. You keep dreaming on the stars above. Something in your eyes lets me see right through you. There's no mystery. What's on your mind? Something in the way I move.
Tried to watch SmackDown.
Yeah.
So me and Aaron have this thing where our DVRs fucking hate SmackDown.
It's the only show I ever have problems with.
Me too. Sometimes it won't record, and then tonight only recorded 38 minutes of it.
For reasons that are really unclear.
It's like a weird number to
Right.
record, so I guess we're only going to talk about 38 minutes of SmackDown.
Yep, we're gonna have to watch it later, so I guess check
So dumb.
Twitter for our thoughts. I don't know. Like,
Who cares? Nobody cares about our thoughts.
I mean, people care enough to download this shit.
That's fair. So opens with AJ being like, haha, I'm the new face, whatever, in the like heel locker room. Then he was like, oh, Dolph Ziggler, why you so sad, little
sad,
baby?
baby.
I don't like losers. And then Dolph is like, oh my god, I'm trying
Don't
to
you
make myself
ever
relevant.
Speak to me again.
Trying to make myself relevant. Hit. Well, who cares? Then
Ryan is
opening-
part of the roster.
Yeah, we forgot about that. Opening segment. In the ring, they're debuting the tag belts and the new women's belt, which are just blue copies of the belts that are on Raw.
I kind of like that all four of the 2 men's belts and the 2 women's belts all...
It's 6 belts. You said all 4.
No, just the 2 men's belts and the 2 women's belts. That's 4. The SmackDown, the Universal title, the World title, the Women's Raw title, the Women's SmackDown title. 4.
There are 2 tag belts.
I'm not talking about the tag belts. I'm just talking about those 4 belts. I
What?
like that those 4 belts look the same.
Oh, okay. I'm confused.
Yeah. If you let me finish my sentence,
Rude.
then you would have... How dare you? You interrupted me.
Not how I remember it.
Don't you gaslight me. How dare you?
You like that they look the same. It makes them valid or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I think it makes the women's
Except for
belt...
the Universal Championship is ugly.
I don't hate it as much as everyone else does. I wish that the faceplate didn't just look
It
like
looks like it should
exposed
be
leather.
a prop in the movie The Cell with J-Lo.
I've never seen that movie.
Okay, well, people who get that are laughing.
Okay.
Because there's like a lot of leathery red imagery.
Okay. That makes sense. I don't like that it...
D'Onofrio's in that.
Oh, okay. I don't like that the Universal title just looks like there's not a real faceplate on it. It looks like you can just
It's
see
weird.
the leather. I don't know. I don't care for it. I don't mind the new women's belt in blue. I think it's fine. I think it looks
That's
good.
fine.
Yeah.
I like
It's,
that's the white.
yeah. It's sort of weird that it has a red slash under
Because
it.
WWE has the red slash underneath it.
Yeah, I guess.
WWE has to be consistent with their
Yeah.
branding.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing. The women's title has a red background and a red slash, so I feel like
But the WWE actual symbol is a W with a red slash. It's the WWE's logo.
I guess that's true.
That's why it's like that.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, whatever. I like that Daniel was like, you 6 women, 7 if you count Eva Marie, are like the best.
You
You're all-
6 women are championship
You are,
material.
yes. You are all championship material. We'll just have to see the first one on Backlash. It better be Becky Lynch. I swear to God, it better be Becky Lynch.
Oh my God, it
She's
better be
the only
Becky.
one of the 4 horsewomen who have never held a title. It better fucking be Becky Lynch. Are
Oh
you
my God.
fucking kidding me?
We need that. It needs to happen.
And then there are new tag belts, and they're like, oh, you guys got to fight for it. I mean, it's obviously going to be American Alpha, but
I
whatever.
don't hate the way that the tag belts
They look exactly the same as the other ones to me.
Well, no, that's the same. The Trojan heads or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I know that people dislike that. I don't mind it. I kind of like the design of it. Maybe it's because my high school mascot was a warrior, and so I had sort of the same kind of design. And then also my one of the colleges that I cheer for is Michigan State, which are Spartans, which also have a very similar headpiece. So, I kind of dig it just because it reminds me of stuff that I already really like. But I can understand why people don't like the tag belt designs. And I don't like their copper. They look weird.
The Raw ones are copper.
Right.
The SmackDown ones are silver and blue.
Yeah, and I like that. So I almost prefer the blue ones.
Yeah.
They're sort of weird and they sort of look like toys because they're so new. But, I think once we get used to them, it'll be different.
Yeah. So then the first match was Becky and Alexa with Natty
good.
and Naomi in commentary. Natty and Naomi are great. They're not great in commentary.
It's a beautiful day in Omaha.
I think Naomi is refiguring out how to be a face,
Yes,
too.
I agree. And we talked, too, that we both prefer Naomi as a heel as part of Team Bad, but as
So
a...
pissed I didn't buy a Team Bad shirt.
Oh, my God. I deeply regret it.
I deeply
There are
regret
very
it.
few things I legitimately regret in my life, and not buying a Team Bad shirt is actually one of
Such a
them.
regret. Where do you think Tamina's going to go when she's...
I don't know. I was just wondering the same thing. Probably SmackDown. I just have a feeling. Why would she be on
with
Raw
Nia.
with Nia? Like,
That's fair.
It makes no sense to
That's
do that.
fair. She's going on SmackDown.
And they need the women on SmackDown right now because they have the star power of Charlotte, Sasha, and Bayley up on the main roster.
Don't
on
forget
Raw.
Alicia and Summer and Paige. They're all there, too.
And Nia. I keep
And
forgetting
Nia.
Nia's on there. It's like a conversation.
So, Raw has Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Alicia, Summer, and Nia. That's 6.
Uh-huh.
And Paige. That's 7.
Yes.
And then SmackDown also has 7 because they
Yeah.
have Carmella, Alexa, Naomi, Natty, Becky, Eva, and Nikki.
Yeah.
So it's 7-7.
That's bananas.
7s and 7s. Oh my God, they could play a
They
rugby
have
team together.
14
They could
women
rugby
on the
together.
roster. That's awesome.
Good forever.
That's a lot of women for WWE.
It was a good match. I thought it was good. I love Alexa.
They've got a good amount of time. We also talked too about how like SmackDown
all the
matches
matches
aren't
on
as long.
SmackDown are shorter.
Yeah,
but I
because they
felt
have
like the
to be.
women. I felt like that segment got a decent amount of time, and you had 4 women represented,
Yeah, uh-huh.
which is nice.
And there was probably another women's match later that we can't watch.
I'm sure there was a Nikki something.
Oh, there had to have been.
There had to
of
have been
course.
a Nikki
How do you feel
something.
about her new finisher?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like that it has the homage to the Rack Attack,
Me too. Yeah.
but that it's not the Rack Attack, and it looks safe.
Did you cry when she looked into the camera and said, "I'm back" at SummerSlam?
I don't remember that, but I did cry when she came out. So I already cried. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We
she-
talked about all the times I cried.
She put Carmella up into what looked like it was going to be the Rack Attack, and then said, "I'm back," and then hit her new finisher, and it was awesome.
I'm glad that Carmella took the pin, and I'm glad that Nikki gave the pin.
Yeah, me too. I think that it was the right combination of people. Like, Carmella's clearly the weakest person on that roster, and, like, that is a thing she's going to have to grow out of, and that's fine. Like, they need women
Well,
who are...
Eva is the weakest person on that roster.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Women who actually wrestle? Carmella is the weakest one on that roster.
I hope they bring back. I want them to bring back somebody. I really want Victoria to come back.
I'm down with that. I'm cool with that.
I just like personally, I really want Victoria to come back. But I also want Victoria to come back.
I don't want Lita or Trish Stratus
No.
to come back.
Well, Lita's helping in well, Trish owns her yoga business and has like babies and stuff. She's not coming back. And we didn't count Maurice and Lana. Lana is on on Raw and Maurice is on SmackDown. So it's still even.
Yeah,
still
that's
even.
still
Stevens.
really even. Cool. Man, that's
Maurice
awesome.
superior.
Superior.
Far superior.
Far superior.
Oh, Heath Slater is also being hilarious.
Oh my God. How did this happen?
How did we get over on Heath Slater?
How do we love Heath Slater now? I
want that shirt. I want that free agent shirt.
I loved his opening segment. There may be more of him later. We may find out who his tag team partner is. We don't know because we only watched 38 minutes. We're correcting for this next week. Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
We don't care.
It's all new. I love
falling apart all the time.
Hashtag not your demo pod. This is how it works. We literally told you we were going to drink all the time. I love the free agent shirt. It's not available in the shop, right? Like, you can't buy it.
No, I looked it up. You can't.
We want Heath Slater shirt.
I wanted to.
How did this happen?
Erin has been drinking and also had a high gummy. That's why she can't talk.
Yeah, it's true.
High gummy.
Hi, gummy.
And then there was a tag match with the Ascension, the Usos. The Usos obviously went over. And then AJ was about to do something, and my recording stopped.
So that's all we've seen of
That's all we
SmackDown.
watched. Whatever, SmackDown.
I'm excited. Like, I want to watch the rest of it.
You know what? I get more excited for Raw. Feels like a chore. SmackDown, I'm excited about.
Raw is something I do every week because Devin comes over and sometimes other people come over, and it's like a community experience for me to watch Raw with other people. But I don't look forward to the show Raw. I look forward to the experience of watching Raw. I actually look forward to watching the show SmackDown.
Yep. SmackDown.
SmackDown.
podcast as we know it. It's the end of the podcast as we know it. You guys like that?
And we feel fine.
Yes. So, we have some questions. Double checking and making sure we don't got no reviews because we are unprepared.
This is the section of the podcast where we sing.
We're singing. We already read that one. We got one that was not that great, so I'm not going to read it.
I appreciate the honesty in that one, although we're not going to read it.
Also, I'm not going to change. Sorry about it. That's what you get when it's free. Question from Miles, who we interact with on Twitter, and we met him at an AEW show.
Yes, he bought me a beer. It was very nice.
He's super rad. He tried to buy me one, but I was like, already drinking and I have to drive. But thank you so much. Maybe buy me one in the future. We gave him a button. He's rad.
Yeah, he's rad.
he
Next time we're at AEW, let us know.
He sent us a bunch of questions. We're only going to do half this week, and we'll do half next week.
Yeah, because he sent a bunch of great questions.
Number one.
Get on it, other Demis.
It was nice to get some comic book talk in the anniversary episode. Oh, he also said congrats on the anniversary. Thank you. Do y'all have new recommendations since the last time you covered comics? I started pulling Hellcat per Stella's advice, and it's so good, right? Also, Kate Leth has a new comic book coming out. It's a mini-series. It's about witches. It's a 5-parter. Quick. Let me look it up because I got an email about it from Challengers because Challengers is dope. And if you are subscribing to something and they think you would like something else, they'll email you. It's called Spell on Wheels.
What?
It comes out in
know they would do
October.
that.
Oh, yeah. Challengers is legit like the best comic book shop in the entire world.
Awesome.
We're like, you pull Hellcat by Kate Leth, and we think that you would like this thing coming up. It's a good business decision, but it's also good for the subscribers.
That's so smart.
It's called Spell on Wheels. It comes out in October. It's a 5-issue series by writer Kate Leth, who is the writer of Hellcat. Here's the tagline. 3 young witches are robbed of their magical items, and they'll have to hit the road to track down the mysterious thief before he does any damage to or with their possessions. So that seems dope. I haven't read it, obviously, because it hasn't come out, but I'm excited about it. Other things that I'm excited about in comic books. So I think of, in Marvel, I think of this as like my little wonderful comic book trifecta. They're silly, they star females, and they're amazing. Hellcat, Patsy Walker, a.k.a. Hellcat, is one of them. Squirrel Girl, Obs, is one of them. And then Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is another one. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is so much fun. It's a modern take on Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur. Moon Girl is her name is Luna. She's a brilliant, young, scientist an inventor who everyone just thinks is a weird girl, so they call her Moon Girl because her name is Luna and she's an inventor and is like super weird. But the best part about her is she's so not fussed and she doesn't have time for anybody. She's not like, all these other kids are making fun of me. She's like, I don't care, I'm a fucking genius, leave me alone. Also really cool that she is a black girl, so she is right, so she's a young black girl, like filling some diversity quota, but also like super dope. She figures out that
representation's important.
So important. She figures out that she has that she's an Inhuman, and so she's trying to figure out how to not get hit by the Terrigen Mists, and then through time travel and timey-wimey stuff, Devil Dinosaur gets brought to the present, and then they interact, and then magic ensues. So those are my 3 favorite silly female oriented comic books that are just so fucking good. So those are my 3 recommendations. Obviously, I think you're probably already reading them because they're so good, but if you're not, you should definitely be reading them. Other comic books that I like right now. I really like Detective Comics right now in the new, not the new 52, the new 52 is dead, in DC Rebirth. Detective Comics is really good. Batwoman is the star, but also Tim Drake is in there, and Tim Drake is one of my favorite Robins. Batwoman's character arc so far in the 3 issues I've read is really, really good. And, Batwoman is the best. So there's that. Independent comics. Let me think. I talked about Giant Days last week. I mean, if you're not reading Wicked and Divine, you're a fool. It's so good. I kind of honestly can't remember what I've already recommended, but Wicked and Divine is amazeballs. It's like teenagers, and the Greek, not just the Greek pantheon, God's pantheon, because they have Greek and Egyptian and Irish, and it's just super dope. It's written by Kieran Gillen, so if you like any of the Young Avengers stuff, or if you like Phonogram, you'll like this. It's definitely written in his voice. So those are my loose off the cuff, not prepared, just read this email. These are the comics I like to read books. Also, if you're an X-Men fan, I'm not super thrilled with the things that are happening in X-Men right now, but I do like all new X-Men, right? Because it is following the teenagers, and it is keeping within the spirit of like the young student X-Men exploring and like coming into their own. So I do like that. So always got to give a shout out to the X-Men, because I will read them even if they're terrible, because I love the X-Men so much.
That's legit.
Okay. On each wrestling show that you watch weekly, who's your favorite on the mic?
I have a comic recommendation too. I thought there was more to that question.
No, that's it.
Oh, I have a comic recommendation. Here's the thing with me. I don't read as many serials or periodicals as Stella does, and I'm way more into contained graphic novels. I like something that has a beginning and an end to it, and so I haven't recommended stuff as often because I feel like more people are interested in serial stuff. But I do
I spent $161 on comic books this week.
Well, yeah, I know that's the thing, is like you're just so much more well read in like the single issue stuff, but like the things that really interested me are the our collections,
the graphics or the trade paperbacks.
Right, exactly. So I wanted to recommend for people who I got a lot of positive feedback for Umbrella Academy, because it's awesome, and if you haven't read it, you fucking should. There's only like 2 issues of it. The 3rd one will come out eventually. Someday. Never. The other one, if you like that, I really think that you guys will like Day Tripper. You can get it in one. Have you read Day Tripper?
No, I actually am really bad about reading graphic novels, because I read so many single issues and the current stuff, and then things that I like X-Men, I'll go back and read old stuff. Like I'll read Inferno, and I'll read Mutant Massacre and things like that, or like Fall of the Mutants, not Mutant Massacre. Mm-hmm. But I'm not really good about reading like collected stories. Okay. Because I am really invested in my like superheroes and my like single issue stuff.
I feel like you would really like Day Tripper, because it tells the story of this guy's life who it's weird. I'm torn, because I know that you don't like murder, and I know that you're not like a big death fan. But the way that this story is told is it's this guy reaches like pinnacle moments in his life of like important interaction, and then he dies. But then it restarts. So it's like every time it's like, this is a moment where your life could have ended, and this is what it would have meant if you had had this kind of life and nothing existed past it. And then it's like, okay, but now you're on this next part of your life, and and he like continues up through it, and then he dies again, and it happens over and over and over, and you get this like weird sort of like overview of what the individual sections of your life mean, and how like the time and way that you actually die, like really influences the way that people think of you. And like if you didn't go on to live your life and do these fucked up things, and like if you had only lived until you were 21, like how would people remember you? But more than anything, like the story is really interesting and I really enjoyed it, but the art is fucking beautiful. Like,
what style is it drawn in?
So good. It's like almost,
is it Japanese?
No, it kind of has that feel, sort of like the
who
watery.
Who is the author and the artist?
The watercolory backgrounds remind me very much of like Japanese style art. It's by Fabio Moon and Gabriel Ba. It's like, I can't. Okay, here, let me show you. I have this photo. Like, this is what the art style is. Like, it's really beautiful. All of it is super beautiful. Yeah. And part of it is that the art really contributes to that idea of like what your life means and how you like move from this section of your life to another one. And like, I just love it. I think it's so good. So that is my recommendation for that. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
This is the last question we'll do this week. It's on each wrestling show that you watch weekly, who's your favorite on the mic? So for TNA, my favorites, I have a 3-way tie. It would either be EC3, Eli Drake, or Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy. Straight up.
For Lucha Underground, I think my favorite in the ring, and I'm not counting outside promo, like outside, like filmed in offices.
Right, just on the mic.
Just on the mic. Even though I don't speak this language, I think it's Pentagon.
I agree. All of his promos are so engaging, and like when we saw him win the belt when I saw him win the belt at AEW, I thought you were there, and I was like, nope,
wasn't. That's
the wrong person. I'm sorry. I knew what he was saying. Like, I didn't know that he was calling Ciampa a bald asshole, but, like, I knew what he was saying. And, like, he's just so engaging, and he just has such command over the ring and the mic when he's on it. I just think it's fucking great. All about it.
By Ciampa, do you mean Sami Callihan?
No, I mean Ciampa.
But I thought he won the belt from Sami Callihan.
Yeah, and then Ciampa came out and was like, motherfucker, I'm gonna take that belt from you. Bitch, did you not know that that's what that match is that we're gonna see?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's
Don't say bitch. Rude.
How dare you?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I didn't.
That's what that match is. It's Pentagon Jr. versus Ciampa for the AEW belt. Spoiler, Pentagon Jr. is gonna retain. But
It's that's Ciampa's last show.
Ciampa's last show with AEW. Yeah, that's what that match is gonna be.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's a great go out for him, honestly.
For real.
I'm super excited about it. Okay.
What else do we watch, Wiki? Raw. Who's
Raw.
your favorite promo? Jericho. I know that's shitty to say, but it's fucking Jericho. Jericho's crushing it all over the place right now.
I think it might be Jericho too.
Charlotte has been doing some really solid fucking heel
She
work.
has been really good on the mic. I've been very proud of her. I'm really glad. I cut my shirt up of hers into a crop
Maybe
top.
I'll buy it.
I'm glad.
Next Bogo, I'll do Nikki and a Charlotte.
Yeah,
Because I have a Becky.
I like we said before, I much prefer her Second Nature Flair shirt now that her dad's not around. Like, it doesn't feel as gross and like
Yeah, agreed.
you're a second, literally a second thought. So yeah, she's been very
SmackDown.
good. I think it might be AJ. I don't know. You know, people who, not my favorite, but people who've grown on me on Raw, the club, they've really like grown into their rhythm.
Aaron, we're talking about SmackDown.
I know, but that was an addition and an
I guess,
addendum.
I mean, New Day for real, but like,
yeah.
New Day's like,
New Day's
New Day's
different.
like grandfathered in. It like
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Ride or die. We already discussed this.
It doesn't count.
On SmackDown, I love Trash Possum Dean Ambrose, and I think that he gives great promos because it's the only thing he's
The
comfortable
guy who
doing.
announces Eva Marie.
Fucking killing me. AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles might be my
I'm gonna
favorite.
stick with the guy who announces Eva Marie.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I guess that I will accept that.
ROH.
Young Bucks. I think it might be the Young Bucks. Or Jay Lethal. I kind of love Jay Lethal on the mic just because it took me so long to come around on Jay Lethal and be like, yeah, I'm a Jay Lethal guy. And it really was him on the mic being good, delivering good matches, being good on the mic again, being part of the House of Truth, and also being strong solo. Like,
I'm gonna
it
say
took me
Bobby
forever.
Fish.
I do like Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish like crushes it whenever he has a mic in his hand, and
Yeah.
I love infamous Bobby Fish.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
NXT.
I mean, Nakamura, for sure.
Yeah.
Gotta be. It's gotta be. I do love Asuka that she's like, I do not speak any English. Here are
I
4
will yell at you in
words.
Japanese.
Nia, kick. Bailey, kick. Like, okay, that's enough. I don't need any more words from you because you're a terrifying murder monster.
I don't know. I feel like there's not lots of promos, like in-ring promos in NXT. I feel like there's backstage segments and there's
That's part of NXT though, is that it's kind of like on the mic backstage stuff. It
Yeah.
feels more like old
William
school
Regal.
wrestling. Yes.
Cheap answer.
Yes.
fucking cheap ass answer, but it's for real.
It's for realsies, 100%. Absolutely. He is absolutely the best on the mic. Anytime he comes out, you're like, motherfucker, you destroyed this place. The best. He's the best. God, I love him. I turned that shirt into a crop top too. Such a great decision.
Also, since we go to AAW a lot, I'm gonna say Sami Callihan.
Man, he is fucking killer on the mic.
He kills it on the mic.
You know who else is killer on the mic in both Lucha Underground and AAW? Motherfucking Jack Evans.
Oh yeah, he fucking
God.
spit like a freestyle rap
Yeah,
about how much
and it was
Chicago sucks.
Good. It was really good. It was shockingly good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can beat Jack Evans in the mic like straight up anywhere, but he's just so he's sort of different. He's like New Day, where it's like that's his whole thing is that he's
Right.
very good on the mic, and so it's like hard to judge him on the same caliber that everybody else is at.
Right. All right. Well, that's the end of our show. Sorry, it's all over the place, but you know, not your demographic.
On brand.
You can find me on Twitter at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at Urgency.
You can find us on notyourdemographic.tumblr.com.
You can email us questions, which you should do because we only have some for next week, at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
You can find us on iTunes, where you should rate, review, and subscribe 5 stars. Only 5 stars.
You can leave a bad review, but you have to leave 5 stars.
Also,
How's
like,
that?
NBD, but I'm like not gonna read your bad review on air. Like, I appreciate the criticism, I guess, but like I'm not gonna do it.
That's fair.
Because I care about myself.
I have self-esteem issues, so I'm not about to be slinging that shit all over. But I will read it and
Also,
take it
just
into
like a
careful
gentle
consideration.
reminder that this is a free podcast. So
That's true. Many of you have not been around since the beginning. Those of you who paid for this podcast can complain all you want.
What do you mean paid? As in, like, gave us money to our Indiegogo?
Yeah.
Which, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
A year
year
ago.
later,
Thank you so much.
that came up in my time hop that was like, here are SummerSlam predictions for our new podcast. And I was like, oh God, it's been a year.
We're a year old. You can
old.
find us on cagesideseats.com.
You should stick around and read stuff there. They're great.
They
Is that
often help us because we're unprepared.
The first thing I did when Nakamura won the belt was send Cage Side Seats a gif of the Young Bucks going, suck it, suck it.
That's okay. When Eva Marie got suspended, I sent Gino a tweet that said, I'm so sorry for your loss. And then he brilliantly responded, the night is dark and full of terrors.
Yes. So good.
It's great.
Oh, man.
All right. See you next week. Demis. Yeah.
When I listen to Audible, I'm not cooking dinner for one. I'm on horseback, galloping across the Scottish moors towards my one true love. There, through the mist, I see my beloved, kilt flapping in the breeze. The fibers of his shirt struggle against his bulging muscles as he takes me from my horse and... my frittata!
Go to audible.com/start trial and your first download is free. Audible, stories that surround you.